Hello and welcome back to another episode of SDS. Once again, Sharky could not make it to today's filming episode for the PL Roundup. He did mention, however, in the last episode, he is going to be in Vegas. That's where he is right now. So if you think about it,
Super Bowl.
Arsenal had one of their biggest away wins ever in the Premier League, and he still ducks the podcast. So if you think about it, hey,
Win or lose. It's calm.
He's consistently inconsistent.
I like that one, you know. I like that one.
Yeah, but listen, he just ducks the pod whenever. I'm joking, guys. But yeah, he's generally a very busy guy. So he handed the reins to me. I will be in charge of today's PR run-up, and it's a great PR run-up to be in charge of. I'm really excited to talk about today's games, especially my game, because it was a great win.
All right, man.
Shut up. Let's get into the table here. Next to me, I got my co-host Fuad Kadani. How are you, Fuad?
I'm good, man. Been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
I wonder why, man.
Duties.
Vice captain.
Vice captain.
We back.
Come on, man.
Rightly so.
There we
Sir.
go. And opposite us, we've got Abs Busquets.
Yes, sir.
Young prospect.
Young
Come on, man.
prospect. Breakthrough season for you.
They are. I'm saying the appearances
Cobby.
are there.
Yeah.
We're working.
Young Cobby.
Trying to
Go
see
on.
if we can hang at this stage. And like Cobby, it's looking like it's working.
Yeah. He's already got the accent out. He's already got the accent.
He loves it, innit? The English.
And next to us, we got another hopefully breakout star this
Aye.
season.
my days.
Mr. Rose Low.
It always feels like a guest appearance when he's here.
Let's go.
It's a brand new combination, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Especially you're the host.
Yeah.
Very new
We
combination.
collabed well last time now, so it's
I mean, see the sports now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
come on. Nah, CB does sports. We did skip SDS.
CB does
Oh,
sports.
I like that one. Little ring to it.
Come on, man.
We're doing well. But before we get into today's PR run-up, actually, I have some exciting news to tell you guys.
Hello.
A few of the SDS boys, including us and Mercel and Sharky, obviously he will be playing in a charity match in Qatar.
What?
We will also be going to Qatar.
Wait,
That's on tour.
It's an absolute honor and privilege to be out there in Qatar.
That's out the bag.
We're going to be doing some content out there for you guys. I think you're going to see the most consistent SDS run of all time once we're out there. We'll be filming, we're going to be recording, we're going to be editing, we're going to be uploading. I'll be doing the editing and uploading. But
We'll be out there.
well, yeah, exactly. Like, and a few of the SDS boys will be revealed of who will be going and who will not be going, and the people that will not be going.
Oh, international call-up, you know?
Hey,
International call
this is the real call-ups now.
Nah,
You see.
for real.
I remember when, was it Qatar last time, World Cup time?
Yes.
Everyone got the call-ups.
Yeah.
Well, you told you stay at home.
And now the spots are being earned. Who will be there? Let us know in the comments who you think.
Ooh, I love it. Dave
Take the headphones, take the ring.
We ready. Vice captain.
Well, let's get into today's episode. It's going to be a fun one. Before we get into today's episode, if you want to check us out on audio, check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. Links are in the description. If you're listening to us on audio and you check out us fine faces, go over on YouTube. Check us out on SDS. Let's get into today's first game. I think we know where we're heading, boys. London Stadium.
Carpet.
Oh.
Yeah?
No, nobody cares about your
Villa Park, no.
No. I think we're going to go with the biggest win of the weekend. West Ham 0, Arsenal 6. You had it correct, guys. Arsenal 6-0 win, thrashing at London Stadium. There was a crime happening there.
Genuinely.
Yeah, do you know how they're saying stop knife crime outside of the Stratford and all that stuff? They had stop crime inside the stadium because we were absolutely demolishing them.
Running an absolute
on.
riot.
Right. We had a
United.
great time out there, Indy. Where did you watch the game?
What else am I watching at my gaff?
Yeah.
Just chilling there watching it. Matter of fact, I did wake up late, you know what I mean?
Is it?
Well, so you missed about 4 goals.
I caught all of them.
You got the goals. Yeah, just about got the
Got
goals.
the cross down my eyes. Boom, goal. I said,
Oh, you
"Bruh."
saw seen Saka masterclass, Trossard masterclass. Oh my god, so much masterclasses.
All these masterclass chat. Missouri won.
Oh, Saka, yeah, fair.
Who's
Saka.
the masterclass?
Nah, no, you're gonna
Actually, 2.
Norwegian.
No, he's been consistent for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that Englishman in the midfield.
Declan.
Oh,
Declan.
This was the
Speak
Declan's
on
derby, innit?
Yeah.
it was the Declan
Literally,
Starbuck.
there was no way it was going to lose 3 times in a row to these guys, bro. There was no way impossible.
It was
We-
an absolutely phenomenal performance. That was the first time he's ever provided 2+ assists in a game, and he did it against West Ham.
Do you know what the spooky part is the fact that they came from set pieces as well.
Bro, we've been practicing them.
I'm like, this season you lot have almost become like set piece
team.
FC, I feel like, and where
Nikola Jova.
previous
set
years
piece
maybe
coach.
you've been almost set piece victims of it, if you like. But this season it's the complete other end, and I think obviously the 2 centre backs, it helps having them kind of monsters
in
kind
there.
of floating around in there. But getting the delivery to them. I don't think that was something, because even start of the season, Declan Rice was on the end of those crosses,
literally.
scoring against United, scoring against who else was it? I can't remember, but he scored a couple of last minute goals
Luton
in the boxes.
well.
Yeah.
Last minute.
But now it's like he's the one taking it, and it's like it just gives you another almost Arsenal, no pun intended, but it adds to the kind of Arsenal where you're thinking, do you know what, there's something else there.
During the break, during Dubai, it was working a lot because you see Martinelli used to take a lot of our corners, being the first man.
Just stop that.
Hey, he wasn't there, but now Deckers is there. We got a bit of Gabriel though. Gabriel, what season having? Arguably, he's been our best centre back this season.
Wow.
He's been
Because the PR is heavy on Saliba, isn't it?
Yeah, see, but the PR is there, but Gabriel is like the partnership that we talk about, but it's a quiet one. Sneak up. We talk about the most goals from a centre back.
Yep.
Since 2020, I think it is.
Literally.
Wow.
That, but him defensively solid. Like this season, arguably the best I've seen Arsenal looks defensively. Look amazing, solid.
Yeah.
But Gabriel's goals are so vital. These headers, like we say, set pieces win your games. We're literally proving it now.
Yeah.
Back
Do you
to
know
back game set pieces and winning.
the other thing as well? I think when you have a centre back who contributes goals, when you have like a John Terry, a Sergio Ramos, I remember we were saying it on
Ledley
on the
King.
weekend. Ledley King, even when you have like defenders who contribute 4 or 5 goals, if you've got one of them, that's a bonus. If you've got
huge
2
bonus.
of them,
Huge bonus.
that is that's 10, 15 goals in a season extra. Do you know what I mean? And
True.
so often you'll see those will be the types of goals, maybe not in this type of game, but they'll be the tight games where you need a set piece and a Gabriel just kind of turns up and just gives you that kind of extra nod. But I think what you say there, I think defensively he's been overlooked for so long. You almost felt like pre-Saliba, he was brushed with the bozo gene, and even me, I used to look at him like, that you can get at him and probably get under his skin.
Yeah.
But I think the composure he plays with now, it's almost like a controlled aggression, if that makes sense. And I think he makes use of his kind of his physical side. Bro, the guy's a monster.
It felt like
and
it felt. Go on.
where Saliba is almost like, you know, supremely cool, the calm. We
Composure.
about centre-back partnerships are about yin and yang.
Absolutely.
You have, like we have Romero van der Ven. You, man, what you've got there, listen, I know we were having a discussion a couple of weeks back, but those two there, that's pillars you can build around, a foundation you can kind of build on. Do you know what I mean?
I remember when I first saw Declan Rice on a corner, I was just laughing at and thinking. I remember Phil Jones under Louis van Gaal going, "Yep, I say this on him, boys." I was like, "This surely won't last." You're absolutely right about it. Another weapon that he can add to his game, impacting the game from set pieces. Arsenal, and I tweeted it, and I thought before, like as soon as I tweeted it, I didn't know if I'd regret it or not, because I thought I might have been reaction. I genuinely think, obviously, last season Arsenal were much more enjoyable to watch. The Arsenal I grew up watching, Santi Cazorla's years, was the Emirates era, beautiful football, but they won't win anything. They're good football, but I'm not worried about them. What Arteta's done here with the changing system has made Arsenal, for me, their most formidable squad since 2004. What I mean by formidable is stopping the opposition from playing football is almost as important to them as creating chances. So whether or not I'm playing against a low block team, whether or not I'm playing against an expansive team, I am going to limit my opposition to so few chances that my probability of winning the game is increased so much more by it. And although we've criticized them based on mistakes that we believe in transfers, the likes of Havertz, for example, who I think should be a 9, and we've always said it, 9 and 9 only. That's a man that we know he hasn't got the minerals to play in midfield. That's a 9 and 9 only. Occupy centre halves. You know, use your technical ability to, when you bring the ball down, you bring other players into play. What he's done, Arteta, with this system change, I have to commend him for, because he said, I might have gone ahead of schedule last season. This is the system that is most likely to win me titles. Obviously, I have City still winning it, but it's brilliant.
I think with the win though, it's good to follow up on the back of another big statement win, if you like. So it's almost back-to-back statement wins, and especially when you're seeing City obviously hitting gear with Haaland coming back, with Kevin De Bruyne coming back. You know what they're about in the second half of the season.
And Liverpool always
the
been
first
there,
half of the season, people might have been saying you weren't playing kind of as fluid as you were last season, but as you said, the defensive record had improved. So maybe you've kind of got that resiliency there. Now is kind of the time to flex that muscle, and can the attack actually contribute? Games like this is like where you look at Odegaard and you're like, bro, you ran that entire show.
100%.
Can you just do this every single week now, type of thing? So this was the type of game, bro. Everybody eats. You know them ones. Like Saka got the penalty. The second goal was crazy for him as well.
Really nice.
Rice, we didn't even speak about his goal as well.
Goal, phenomenal.
You know them, once the cake is done, the cherry on top.
That's
almost
it.
like, and Saka with his head in his hand in the background, you're like, yeah, man, you know this is going all over.
Brilliant
IG,
moment.
going crazy.
There's
So
no
it's like
celebration
the-
when he gets
the-
on the
the-
bench and he starts smiling a little bit. He's like,
Trossard, but then you got Trossard in the 9 position scoring
he's
goals,
doing.
or 2 centre back scoring. Ben White gets an assist. Like I think Martinelli was the only person who
Didn't get
didn't
scored.
get something. Do you know what I mean?
true.
So it's like,
and you got to
but
think about the
everybody
players missed out Jesus isn't.
They had about 5 or 6
Partey,
players.
Tomiyasu, Timber's obviously been out since
But
the
then
season. Like, we got.
Players
We're showing
waiting.
now we can still win games without this kind of team.
But I kind of like that. It's similar to like Man City, especially when Haaland and De Bruyne was like injured and he was waiting for them to come back in the chamber. Maybe we got to see what Partey offers us when he comes back into the midfield. And Jesus, you know, this guy, I don't know, he's on holiday, annual leave. He fits on week.
Yeah.
Like, we never know. But
Timber as well.
Timber, we got him to come back as well. But when especially him, I wonder how the system's going to change around him. Because I remember last time we used to focus on the left hand side as well. He used to come in versus Zinchenko, do that. But I like the way we're playing as well at the moment. As long as we're there, getting the points, competing, just challenging there, we always have a chance of competing for the title.
I was going to say, like, where do you, as Arsenal fans, kind of see yourselves in the title race now? After 2 big wins like that, at this point of the season, is it a thing where you kind of feel like, all right, now we're going to hit gear into the second half of the season? And because some Arsenal fans are thinking, listen, title, we should be there or thereabouts type of thing. But in my head, I'm thinking you guys, as you just said there, almost just stay in the race. And if
close enough.
opportunity comes in those 4-5 final games, be ready to almost capitalize on it.
Literally, because you know how it is, business end of the season. It's the important big games that you play. The cities, I think we still got to play.
Yeah. Away.
Literally, those are the games that we need to like, actually.
Right
Coming
now,
away
it's
to
true.
United.
You've got
You're
all
coming to United on
tough
top.
away games, isn't it?
Yeah, we literally got a
Man
tough run
United
coming up.
away, Man City away, Chelsea at home. We've already played
And those are
Liverpool
like,
twice.
remember last year we had that as well, like the
Tottenham
title
away.
deciding moments. Like, these are the
North London
moments.
derby.
Like these are the
North London
moments that decide whether you lot deserve to be champion. You got to earn this.
Yeah.
You got to earn your straps. Because see, they've been there, done that. We're even looking at them saying, oh,
Even
even just
Liverpool.
kicking into form. Yeah, Liverpool as well. We'll talk about them later as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
But yeah.
But as soon as you kick it again and being consistent as well, delivering, we got that.
I think that's the most important thing with Arsenal this season is the fact that, like last season, we were phenomenal in that first half of the season. Then we crashed and burned in the second half of the season. That's because we just burnt out physically. And I think Arteta's seen that and he's managed it this season where he's like, I want to be there and thereabouts, but I don't want to overburden this team. I don't want to burn them out just yet. And then if we're still around this, you know, where we are right now, we're still in 2 points off the top of the table. And everyone's saying Arsenal haven't had that great of a season, and yet we're still here. That's what Man City were last season.
Question is though, obviously with this type of result, you were even just saying there, you had about 5 or 6 players still missing. Do you worry about the thinness of the squad, maybe? Because I remember at the start of the season, it looked like you kind of had enough, but as the injuries just piled up, and it's happened for every team.
It was when Saliba and Tomiyasu went down. That was when.
So I mean, like, if for example, like a Saka, if he went down, you don't have that kind of ready-made replacement. Even if a Gabriel or a Saliba went down,
That's the main problem. But I think attacking front three is kind of all right because most of these guys can rotate into different positions, so we're kind of good in that sense. But defensively, maybe that might be an issue.
Yeah, because even midfield, you've been able to Rice has been able to do 2 people's job.
And the thing with when Timber comes back into this team, I think the floor of it can get so much higher because it's a player like you were talking about what the Zinchenko role can do, but we know what Zinchenko's like on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
And when he's defensively against in these big games where Old Trafford, like you mentioned, playing against City at the Etihad, these are kind of games that you know you have to win or you must not lose in them cases, and he might let you down. Timber changes all of that for me because the thing with this Arteta system, it looks like right now without the Partey and the Timber parts of it, it is just this kind of one way. You bring those 2 pieces in. When you're asking about the City thing in terms of the thinness of the squad, I think when you have so many different rotations that you could do, then you have so many different ways to win a game of football. My thing with the title race is I just think that City have them hitters that can always take them over the line. But in terms of Arsenal, I see a lot of solutions for them, which is why I know obviously we haven't talked about the Champions League. I probably could see them do. I think that's where you can dream.
I've said that since the start of the season. I said the obsession for Arsenal this season shouldn't just be almost like the Premier League, just because you got so close last year. If you look at the European landscape, you've obviously got Madrid, who are going to be there regardless, and with the talent that they have. City, who are the holders.
Bayern Munich.
But, I mean, really?
Don't know.
After that Bayer Leverkusen result?
You never know.
I know we don't touch on Bundesliga here,
but Champions League's a captain.
Hey, Alonso had Tukes cooked, my brother. And
he did.
And they got Harry Kane over there, so there's always chance. Hey, no, my boy, it's still my boy. Yeah, my dog, come on. But I think if you look at the landscape, it's there. Semi-final minimum was what I said at the start of the season Arsenal should be aiming for. Once you get to the semis, bro, it could be anybody's game. I've seen Inter get to a final. I saw AC Milan get to a semi-final. I've seen RB Leipzig and Ajax and Spurs get to a final in recent years. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not out of the realm. And I think that's where Arteta should look at almost. This team is gearing up. Okay, if the Premier League, we're just going to be in and around it and try and stay in it for as long as we can. But the Champions League, and it's not, something you can just flick on like a switch. PSG would have done that for years, but I really think this is a year for, if Arsenal are ever going to have a chance at the Champions League, this is one of the best years to go for it.
Fair enough.
I'm looking at it, it's tough though, because you see around when Champions League start, that's when the fixtures become thick and heavy. So then you got to look at, is your manager able to rotate his side? Can you rest him there and then? And Champions League, then that's when it gets intense.
I think that's the one thing with Arteta though, is you've been able to see tactically he is adaptable. I think that helps in the Champions League. In European football, now we'll see.
I mean, the Europa League last season we got knocked out by Sporting.
Yeah, but this is where you now have to look at these players as well. I'm sorry, it's not just going to be all on Arteta as well. It's like Saka group stage, you was getting all the Lords, and you can have the Champions knockout stage now. Odegaard controlling games against West Ham. Champions League now. And it's not just please rise, but in these stages of the tournament, this is when big players do step up. And if these guys are the ability and of the talent that they are, I expect them to kind of step 100%. Up. So.
This is obviously the biggest away win in Arsenal's Premier League history, and that's something else I wanted to point out as well. They didn't stop after 3 or 4.
Just ruthless.
I think, listen, the thing about this whole Arsenal squad is we've criticised them, but they are on a journey. We can't deny that, and they have been on a journey. The question on this manager and on some of these big players, are you learning through these failures? Are this whole top 4 bottling, you make sure you're not going to be in that top 4 race again the next year afterwards. Yes, ahead of schedule, freak season, 50 points in 90 games. It's not going to happen again. But you improved on that. You said we're not going to have those failings last year. Then the same issues that happened in that top 4 bottling with Spurs, you showed it a little bit again in the business end of the Premier League season last year. Now the question is, do you prove to yourselves and to your team and your fans and everything, we don't bottle it in the business end, because that's what translates over to knockout games in the Champions League. The metal of the Premier League games, it's the cliche all the time. Premier League business end, we treat every game like a cup final. Every manager loves to say it in every single press conference. Every game's a cup final for us. That knockout feeling can only be compared with business end Premier League games when you have to win a game.
See, you were talking about there after 3 or 4 goals. Did you not see the West Ham fans walking out?
What do you guys think about that? Leaving halfway through.
I felt so sorry for them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro.
But do you think leaving at halftime was?
It's only right.
Let me tell you this year, West Ham ain't won the whole of 2024. Them fans that walked out have probably been to every single one of those games, and you paid for your ticket. As long as you pay for your ticket, you're entitled to do whatever the hell you want. You can leave at halftime, you can leave at full time, and when your players don't turn up and don't perform and don't put in the effort.
Why should I turn up? Why should I put in the effort?
What am I here for? And the worst thing is them man that left at 3-0, well done. Because guess what?
6-0.
It didn't get any better, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Didn't miss this miracle comeback. Nothing happened.
You know that when you run back to stadium, you're trying to get back in.
I would love that, stick through your players through the thick and thin. You also have to get that back from the players. And I feel like, honestly, as much as we touched on Arsenal, we have to touch on West Ham as well. That was one of the worst home performances. I think the only worst home performance I've seen was the Southampton 9-0 against Leicester.
Okay, no,
against Leicester.
Leicester,
where that was 9-0. Some of the other big scorelines, Middlesbrough City 8-1. They were all away. The teams that got battered. I'm like, at home. And the thing is David Moyes' tactic was almost to negate Arsenal. It's like, and you're 3-0 down within 15 minutes. Plan has gone completely out the window. How did you switch it up? He didn't. Bro, Ben Johnson, a right back.
He's playing left wing. It's a joke.
As a double up job on Saka.
Jared Burnley against Saliba and Gabriel.
It's crazy.
Come on. And that was the thing, is you're conceding almost like set pieces with West Ham. Like, that's your bread and butter. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. It just felt like the players, the manager, everyone there.
Just looks strained, bro.
Disgusting on that day. And the fans walking out, for once, I'll actually applaud you, because you walked away from a nasty situation. All that would have happened is if they stayed, they would have been booing. They would have been, and then it's like, oh, these fans are toxic. They don't want to support the players, bro. What do you want? You want me to cheer this nonsense going on here? Nah.
The last win they had was against us when they beat us 2-0.
That's
December.
That's a long time, you know.
Big result.
It's fair play. Big result. Because if they didn't beat us, we wouldn't beat them 6-0. That's what it was. That basically was. Get back. That's the get back.
Pour up from a guy, Kudus, have been a tough call. I mean,
but Kudus scored 5-0 down. He's still trying to do step over the chicks. Come on, man.
Don't do it to my guy,
bro. Man. What are you doing, man?
I need to get chained after
You're 5-0 down.
He said, I'm getting my moves off regardless.
I'm getting my comp no matter what they're trying to do, bro.
Bro, Bowen was meat and potatoes to Saliba and Gabriel. They were eating him alive, man. He couldn't do anything.
Too isolated.
When I look at him,
Antonio would have had a better job. done a bit of job.
Yeah, but he's a physical
Still not
presence.
affecting them, man.
But then
though.
you got to think about this. West Ham are missing some vital players for their team at the moment as
so
well. They're looking
huge.
weak and thin. But then also you got to look at some of the players like Saka's last goal when he cut in. But he's a big player for them as well. Like, but Saka's last goal when they cut in, we all know Saka's left foot. He wants to cut into his left foot. Why are we not stopping that? Bring up his midfielder.
He's like Robin
he
sometimes.
in.
When he cuts in, you can't stop it.
Say that again?
He's like Robin.
Just
Bro,
stop,
relax,
bro,
relax,
please.
relax,
Please.
relax.
Hey, if this is that, you got stars.
He's got shades of
Don't
Robin. when
ever
he
do
cuts
that
in, and
again.
You can't stop it.
Don't do that again.
it.
Listen,
Stop it
we
from
can
now,
sit
please.
here,
Saka
wax
disrespect.
lyrical and praise, but don't start bringing them type of names.
Imagine cutting like
Show some
Robin.
damn
Do you know I was just
respect.
about to go and give him some flowers as well? I don't want to give him flowers no more.
Why not?
Why are you doing?
Why is it
Why are you
Saka
doing that to him?
No, but why
What are
Robin?
you doing?
Hey,
You're
why
doing
Robin?
that.
He got
to him.
50 plus goals now. He's the youngest player in Arsenal's history to get 50 plus goals.
don't
Now he's doing-
Frank
now he's doing
Stapleton
GA
in
again.
1978. I know, because I was there. I watched you. Okay, I want to give him his
Don't
flowers.
ever compare him to
No,
Robin.
but-
Let the boy cook, man.
Yeah,
Just
they
chill,
could-
man.
they do so. But again,
That's what I'm saying.
defensively,
I'm here
West
for
Ham,
second
man. The players, they got own up
gave
for
up
this, bro.
after
They
that,
gave up, bro.
innit?
You can
Yeah.
see it. No one's working hard. No one's tracking down. Letting man on his weaker foot banging. Come on, bro. Basics of football, lad.
It's
Apply
the basics
yourself.
of football.
Professionalism.
Like what I was saying earlier about the learning, right? Saka had a penalty, huge moment in this season, last season at London Stadium, misses it, and that is when it went from Arsenal down. Now we look at it. Listen, I'm not saying that Arsenal's going to win the league title. I'm just saying it's a sign of learning and improvement.
I'm asking a question. What was there's no pressure in that game, though, man.
I was just about to say, it's not the same time of the
There's no
season,
pressure in
bro.
that game,
Relax.
though, bro.
I'm just saying to get
Bro,
over that hurdle.
There's no pressure, but last end.
1-0 to make it 2-0.
No, chill, that's not pressure. Chill, it's not. He's right. He's right. He's right. There's no pressure.
It mattered
There's no
then.
pressure.
This season,
I'm just saying
this
the
time last
mentality of it
season,
now.
he missed a penalty in a crucial. It would have made it 3-2.
Yeah, but it's not out there. I'm not saying that that's why he would have missed it. So I'm just saying that he's got to use that and get over his ghost there.
Exactly.
So if a situation happens now
And
in
it
the
was a
business end
pressure
this year,
situation. Yeah.
this wasn't a pressure situation. It was 1-0.
Come on, man. It was easy out there, bro. Come on, man.
You are stretching this thing. It's not a pressure situation.
Saka gets so much disrespect, you know.
No. But to be fair to
This is
him,
Kulusevski and them, man. Oh my goodness gracious.
We ain't rating them guys
we're
either,
not
man.
there. We're not there.
Yeah,
We're
we ain't
not
rating
there.
them guys.
We're not there.
Yeah, chill.
But listen,
Huh?
yeah, we're not
What
there.
are we doing here?
But Saka, everyone's been saying this Arsenal attack needs to click. He's quietly having a good season.
Quality's here.
Not performing at his best ability, but he's
Not
getting his
in
goals.
performances are still. We need to see more from Saka and more regularly at the level that he's already shown us in this league. But the other side,
He's
of the
the
pitch,
only player in the-
the other side of the pitch.
Who's the other side of the pitch?
Martinelli. What is he?
He didn't get his goal, but you know, working
Six
hard,
goals.
man.
Were
Six
you
goals and he
getting
didn't
Team
score.
Saka or Team Martinelli?
Nelly, man.
He's smoking crack.
6 goals and he didn't get none.
Yeah,
Ah,
man.
man, let's see this.
What would
then.
you say? What would you say? He applied himself, you know what I mean? Dedication, you know what I mean?
I know what you like.
One man's love, 6 goals and you got none.
If Saka was Brazilian, he would feel him. That's what it is.
Okay, so
No,
that's
no
it.
chance.
100%.
We wouldn't even be calling him Brazilian.
We don't call Martinelli Brazilian.
Exactly,
No.
so-
His brother's Italian, bro.
He's Italian, man.
man.
It's Italian. But Saka is the only player in the Premier League this season with 25 plus take-ons completed, 25 plus open plays, chances created, 25 plus possession won in the final third, 25 plus tackles made, 5 plus goals, 5 plus assists. Like you said, he's quietly having a good season. Might not have the performances there, but he will still pop up with a GNA. And
Impacting
sometimes
the game.
Sometimes the best players in the world can do that.
But that's
And
about.
he's one of them.
That's what. That's
Sorry?
That's what's
What?
good about him,
What
man.
did you say, sorry?
Repeat that one.
So sometimes
He always cooks and then he just adds the maddest ingredient of all time.
What's
Why
the
are you
ingredient?
adding
What?
custard to a soup? What's wrong with you? It's a soup and you're adding custard. What is something wrong with you?
you know what?
You're there.
I like
What
that.
the hell is this? There is horror being like, you're there. Yeah. No, Saka's I'm agreeing with you.
And you know what?
the hell he's
When
doing?
it comes to the Euros this season, you're going to be riding him as well. You're going to be saying,
First of all, I ain't riding.
Riding.
First of all, Levan's not here.
Yeah.
Levan is not here. Ain't nobody riding nothing. That little riding you.
Right.
That little riding.
I don't want to hear, if
Rad
Saka scores
star.
on this Euro, I don't want to hear you guys celebrating. I don't want to hear, especially you. I don't
What are you
hear.
talking about? When for England, he's brilliant.
I'm supporting
He's the
France.
best right
You
winger
need
in
to be like Lee
England.
Judges when Harry Kane scores.
I'm supporting France, bro.
Oh, he don't celebrate.
celebrate.
When Harry Kane scores that.
I
Not
respect.
care,
I
bro.
respect.
That's
I
what
like
you
that,
need
man.
to stand
Keep
on
the agenda.
business.
Good level of
Stand
hate.
on business. How about that?
Good level of hate, man.
Huh? Don't celebrate when Saka scores.
I don't celebrate any.
He's Dutch.
What are you talking about? I don't.
Oh, he's Dutch,
Bro,
innit?
you forgot, bro.
Don't celebrate when you're in
England
Timber
Sorry.
scores.
You're in Timber High.
What are you?
French.
You're French.
I'm Portuguese.
All right, man.
Francophone.
Francophone countries, man.
Shout out to Congo and Africa, man. Unfortunately, it was a fourth
Lucky,
place.
man.
Fourth place finish.
Cote d'Ivoire.
See what they done? Just broke my heart, bro. South Africa. Whoosh.
If they had you on the pitch.
Man, are doing jing inside the box, throwing the ball in the back of the net. Come on, bro. Like, what's going on? Got man shaking waist, no goals.
So Randy, this question is for you. The next 5 Premier League games for Arsenal are Burnley away, Newcastle at home, Sheffield United away, Brentford at home, and Chelsea at home. Is that 15 points for you?
There's never 15 points, man. We take it one
But
game at a
do
time.
you think they should be getting 15 points?
How many out of 15? How many out of 15?
You won 4 in the last 4, no?
Yep. I want 5 in the next 5.
Chelsea. Saw them today. They're not looking too promising for me. We've got that. Brentford might be a tough one for us.
Brentford at home. But Brentford have been...
Brentford and Newcastle at home, so.
It's at home.
This is a new. This is a new Arsenal. They win every single one of them games, man.
Yeah, we'll go with my boys. They got something for them.
Your boys, yeah?
Yeah, my boys. Come on, my boys, but
They're your boys again, yeah? At one point, they weren't your boys.
yeah, last year they were my boys. They let me down. I was just sitting there like this.
But you didn't know they were going to be in that position last year.
Doesn't matter, but we're there now.
Exactly.
Rise.
Act like you've
you've been there before.
Facts,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
Got to rise up.
You've been in the title race once now. You can't mess about the second time.
The first time was so nice. The next time's going to be really nice.
Hopefully. And one point about West Ham fans before we move on. I feel like it'd be not fair for us to not represent a certain section of the fan base who David Moyes gave him a European title. They're eternally grateful. For that European title.
Tell her you call back later. Yeah.
Chill out. But West Ham fans are eternally grateful to David Moyes for giving them that European title. But the reality of the matter is, this guy keeps talking about it in post-match press conferences, even after they lost 6-0. He said, the last couple of years that we've had a West Ham, probably the best that West Ham fans had. Do you think that's acceptable? I don't care about the years that you've given. The style of football that he plays is so negative, and it can be effective against big teams. When you are given the likes of Bowen, who's doing very well at football right now, Paqueta, fantastic footballer. Kudus, fantastic footballer. You brought in the Edson Alvarez in the team. You've started to build a team that maybe if given the chance by a manager who actually wants to play football, could do well for West Ham. But they're constantly forced to hit on the counter-attack and sit in their own half. I'm not damning that style of football. It can be effective, 100%. But we have to represent a certain section of that West Ham fan base who this is the real reason why they walked out at half-time. Not just because they're 3-0 down at Arsenal. I've seen this for so long, bro. They've been David Moyes out for so long, bro. So
They started off very hot, though.
He should have walked away after the European title, in my opinion.
It would have been
Almost
beautiful.
like leave off on a high, let the new manager take over, and if it worst case scenario goes wrong with the new manager, I can walk back in, play the hero role again.
100%.
But I just feel like now it's almost like sullying his own name.
Overstayed as well.
I don't know about that.
But listen, Arsenal 6-0 win. We're third in the league right now. Let's move on to the next game. I actually want to go into North London.
Hey.
Tottenham. 2-1 win against Brighton, your rivals. Bro, a little rivalry there. Ever since De Zerbi and was it Stellini? That was my favourite rivalry last season. I loved it.
Insecure gaffers, man.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying, but
Insecure gaffers.
what, De Zerbi? Yeah, big time, bro.
Was also it's because it looks like Faisal. That's why he's insecure.
Listen,
What, the short guys?
You said it.
Hey.
I didn't say it, innit?
Yeah, but I agree with that.
It wasn't me, innit?
You know when I'm on Facebook, who's catching the string?
Someone's got to catch it. Yeah?
No, what? They're baking.
I love that he's confessing the bacon on the time.
Bacon.
All the way in Doha watching
Listen,
this.
you rub Faisal's neck like that, bacon grease. Straight up. I know you're in Qatar. Hold it! I'll see you there. But no, listen, this was actually a weird game because
As a neutral, it was fun though. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't lie to you, I didn't like it because it's one of them weird, nauseating games where, bro, two attacking teams, two teams who press well. It's ping pong. We lose the ball. We try to break it out. It gets broken down. Now we're receiving a counter attack, bro. And the first half, they were the much better team. I'll be real with you. They should have cooked us and been out of sight almost. But then I feel like at 1-0 down when you're kind of struggling at home, so you got to call on some of the big guns. You know what I'm saying? And Son Heung-min,
Welcome back.
Mr. South Korea.
yeah, Johnson coming off. Both of them were massive. I felt like in the second half, offering pace, directness. Son as well. I don't know, bruv. He's on the wing. He was looking like his old self. I know we've been saying this season he's repackaged as a 9, but he came back with almost like a fresh point to prove. And I'm like, bro, this is the bit of quality we were kind of missing in our attack in certain games. And Richarlison, listen, the purple patch was great, but some of the 1v1s in the last game was away, man. Purple patch Richie puts that away, but this is why, you know what I mean, it's important to have some back, and that final build-up for that final goal was just
I can see it coming.
phenomenal.
I can see it coming.
It was almost like the whole game, both teams were trying to score that type
of goal.
And we did it just so perfectly in the nick of time. And I was like,
96th minute.
good God. this is like the character that we've been shown in certain games throughout the season. But I thought as the season was going on, can we still pull it out? Can we still get it out? And funny enough,
credit to the squad.
I'll take them ones, yeah, for sure. But first half, it was looking concerning, bro. I can't lie to you, but
Man, Heke had a great performance. Man.
That
see
guy
him?
is very good.
one of the most sleeper signings in Premier League, in my opinion, honestly. Every time I've watched Brighton this season, that Brer looks so comfortable, so controlled. The timing of his tackles,
Dominant
he's always
as well,
in the right positions, and I'm like, why is no big club looking at? And I know he's only just kind of like maybe the past
Just
18
landed,
months or whatever, just kind of landed. I think he was actually there before, but they do the typical thing of loaning them out for a year or two. But bro, he's just stepped into there and just looked like he belongs. You know what I mean? And I was like, bro, you next to Van der Ven, that'd be nice. You know, I can't lie, that'd be nice.
Van Heke, Van der Ven.
Oh, you finally Timber.
You let Romero go, yeah?
Bring my
Oh, you let Romero go, yeah?
No, I'm talking for Holland national team. Come on, man.
What did you think? The World Cup winner's going anywhere.
That's a Romero.
Look at this guy.
Get that brother a statue,
CBK does
Van der Ven giving away penalties, yeah?
These dogs.
Listen,
But you like the player who scored the penalty, right? You're like, you know what, fair play. I like Pascal Gross anyway.
No, he's been consistent for them, though,
Pascal
man.
Gross is-
That's what he does, bro.
I like Pascal Gross, bro. He's
your left back, right?
Jack of all trades.
What did you say in August again? In August, Solly Martin.
do you know what?
That used to kill me, bro.
Him, Cam said it. I can't lie to you. He said from August when the season starts to November, those two are Ballon d'Or contenders.
Him and Solly.
Him, Solly March,
they turn up.
I
and
think that's
Pascal
one of the
Gross.
funniest things I've
Go
heard
look at their
on the internet.
go look at their sofa score in that period. All loose.
Oh, Matoma as well. Had them there.
No. Mitoma, I don't know about that. But Gross and
For a couple years now.
I don't know about Mitoma anymore.
start of the season, them man start.
Mitoma's
fire.
fallen off.
Gross this season though has actually carried it on. He is one of the most underrated players in
Such
Premier
a
League.
good footballer. So
I
technically
wanted to
secure.
quickly add on as well Billy Gilmore as well, man. He deserves the underrated. Man, Brighton just got the players, but they just
I can't lie.
Brighton got
I think
a lot of young players coming.
Billy Gilmore, I look at him, and I'm like, credit to Gallagher. I like Gallagher as well, but I feel like he's just a more technical version of Gallagher. He's got that same bite to him as well. He's got that same aggression. I think at some point Chelsea will spin the block on him for sure.
Yeah.
I think,
surprised.
listen,
so.
I think they should because he's obviously a player I've liked for so long.
What do you call him?
Gilly Billmore, good player. And I remember the first time he played for Chelsea was that game against Liverpool where he megged Fabinho.
Oh yeah.
And that was his viral moment. And anytime I've seen him play so technically secure, someone who wants to come and pick up the ball in the first phase, rotates the ball really well, like Fuad is saying, he's got that bite about him. Sometimes you see these guys who are just first phase, oh yeah, flimsy, tippy-tappy players. No, but you have to be there about you in the Premier League as well. You have to have that intensity and the challenge.
I think
he
it's
has
because
that.
he's undersized as well. He's always kind of determined.
Got a point to prove. He's short guys.
Belongs there. Do you know what I mean? I think so,
Napoleon syndrome a little bit. But necessary in the challenge, and he shows it a bit. And listen, this storyline in this game was Ange De Zerbi, innit? It's the two guys who, no matter come what, rain or shine, hell or high water, we're playing our football.
Yeah.
Facts.
Just no matter what happens. And like you say, it's probably going to be a nervy game for anyone who supports one of those two teams because we're going to try and enforce the way we play on them. They're going to try to enforce the way that they play on us. And listen, it's beautiful to watch for a neutral.
I can't lie.
But like I said, as a Tottenham fan, I can imagine it's not.
It's a headache,
And
bro.
you know the worst thing is someone like a Welbeck as well. He was
He
having
plays
a good thing.
very well. I can't even lie to you.
He's so annoying.
Running back the years.
What do you say? Welbeck played well, yeah? You give him flowers, yeah? I hated Welbeck at Arsenal.
What?
Hated him.
Hold on, you
What?
can't
Hold on.
hold that over, man.
I don't care.
That's like me hating Julians at Arsenal. But when when I play for my
You know
club,
why? It's because you look like Welbeck. That's why you didn't like him.
bro, don't ever tell the fans that again. They ain't even listening to that.
I'm going to put a picture down where really look like Welbeck. I see put that picture when really look like
So you're
Welbeck.
telling yourself to put that picture?
Yeah, I'm
Don't put up nothing. Matter
You
of
put
fact,
yourself to put a picture. I was like,
I see put that picture up.
I ended the shower, I see. Yeah?
No, he can't hear you right now.
No, but he played well though. This is the world that we know.
Hey,
like.
Van der Ven struggled at the beginning of the game. Let's just call a spade a spade. Van der Ven struggled in the beginning of the game.
Every time, okay?
No, you can't. You can't be. I like.
Perfect.
We've seen Saliba struggle.
Absolutely.
Wait, what's going on?
We see Leacham
Struggle? 100%.
I've seen the whole back four struggle. Let's never do this one, bro.
So there's whole back to Salah. I remember that.
Alright, chill out though.
Sorry about that.
Van der Ven did struggle to Danny Welbeck. A man possessed. Gave away the penalty. Obviously, Pascal scored.
Man.
But listen, me and Ford were talking about Bentancur. A player I'm just in love with, but I completely understand his frustration as a Spurs fan. You're not the only one as well.
Still come back
Couple
from a
other
serious
Spurs fans
injury,
I know
though.
And that's
that
the
do have
thing.
frustration
He's still
with
come
them.
back
Speak
from
on
injury. I think in moments he kind of looked good, but then there was moments where he looked so rusty, bro.
Yeah.
And you just for me, one thing I'm starting to realize when he came, it was like, oh, he played the 6 for Juve, and I remember we were looking for more of a creative midfielder.
Yeah.
We gave him the license, and I was like,
Hello.
this guy can dribble.
He's all right, you
This
know.
guy's got a little jink to him.
He can drive, he can drive.
Find a ball. It's like, you know what? He might be an 8. And I think this season, when we've kind of had the Højbjerg last season, for example, next to him, he's thrived in that kind of 8 role.
Yeah.
Suma's gone. Now Sar's here. He's having to be the 6.
I like
don't
Sar,
think,
you know.
I don't think he's
We got to give Sar flowers as well.
We have to talk about
Vieira
Pape
regen, man.
Matasar. Wow.
I just love him.
special.
And he's young as well. I didn't realize.
He's 24?
Maybe, yeah.
I think he might be 22.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah.
might be
Younger than
younger
that.
than that. I think he might be 21,
Genuinely, it's
22.
the main thing I like about him is again something me and Phil were talking about earlier. It's obviously we know he's a great athlete, can be involved in challenges. His ability to find space, almost smell where the goal might be coming from. He might not score the goal. He might not score the goal, but he'll be in that area that's decisive for something. I remember the goal that he even scored against us. It's just like, what are you doing there? And it's because he smelt the situation. He felt where it was going to become, and he's there. And if you have that as someone who's also comfortable in rotating the ball in the first phase of play,
Yeah.
it's looking like a
For
young,
me,
up and coming
For me,
midfielder.
he's just someone who I don't think even Spurs fans expected him to be as good as he is. Last season, when he kind of broke through in that kind of AC Milan game, we had to play him.
Yeah.
And everyone looked at it like, yo, we might have a player here. In the summer when Højbjerg was linked to move away, I said, we've got him there. Give him the chance, if anything.
Give him the chance.
And first game, started him and Basuma
Basuma.
and saw that double pivot as, you know what?
That was
It
scary.
gives me pace, it gives me strength, it gives me control. And I think the control he plays with for me is the most underrated thing. I think, listen, I might get killed here for what I'm about to say. Please.
Hold on to your seats, lads. It's happening.
And I'm not comparing him to this guy, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
I can already see
I'm
the Twitter comments already there.
already
I'm
see it,
afraid
but
in
you
terms
say-
of profile, I just think his frame, the way he uses his size, the way he drives at the ball, how aggressive he is, the way he's able to find a pass. He kind of reminds me of a young Patrick Vieira.
Oh, he's...
And this
He
is
said
gonna,
it.
And this is
And
going to
he's standing
sound
on
like
it.
crazy, but I'm talking profile. I'm not saying he is Vieira. I'm not saying
we
he's
understand.
against Vieira.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you look at him in terms of how he plays, bro, this guy can go box to box in seconds.
Engine.
That's what Vieira used to do, an engine, bro. But you can't define him as like just a 6, just an 8. Similar like it was with Vieira. So I'm like, bro, this kid has a very high ceiling, and I don't know what it could be. I'm not saying he could be Vieira's level even. But in the raw profile, just profile-wise, I see a lot of that, and I'm like, I hope we can utilize him. And like Arsenal did with Vieira, bro, they got baby Vieira and turned him into
The man.
Vieira that we all know.
Vieira.
Yeah.
They all start off
Do you
babies.
think Tottenham can fulfill his potential?
I think with a coach like Ange, who has given him the kind of faith he has early in the season, that's a player. If you watch Pape Sarr, bro, you're going to see a player that you enjoy. If you don't see top potential in him, you're clearly not watching him. You're clearly looking at it with like a biased view or whatever. Because for me, that is a top young talent.
I don't see training videos. Obviously, I'm not I'm watching Spurs as much as you, but I just have a feeling that he's quite a coachable player as well. Someone who feels like I feel like he's a
hungry.
sponge, ready to learn. You see the effort that he puts on the pitch, and when you have players like that, honestly, the sky's the limit for them as long as they apply themselves.
I want to ask you a question as well. Because
to me.
throughout the season, you're discussing Liverpool's kind of play style and how, sustainability was what the key word that you used.
Yeah.
Where do you see Tottenham and how sustainable do you think they can be until that push for
It's
top 4?
a great question. It's a great question. It's similar to what I was saying about the storylines earlier. When you have a manager like Ange, it's so much about the style of play and the project and what you're trying to work towards that in the teething stage of it, unsustainability, inconsistency, letting the goals in, it's going to frustrate fans. But I think it's more of symptoms of the early parts of the system.
Yeah.
I think it will have to be something that he has to address. He has to address the fact that these guys concede too many chances and concede too many shots on goal, which leads to goals happening, right? I think they have a very, very good back line in terms of
black,
pro.
yeah.
Black.
Have a black line, yeah.
They have they got black before as well. But the back line is it's young. It's going to continue improving. It might have to be a systematic tweak that he has to learn. But listen, it's his first season in the Premier himself.
He's doing well, though.
So for me, I like Ange a lot, and I feel like his team will improve. Sustainability in the seasons in the short term is poor, But in the long term, it's something that he will address, I'm sure.
I think the board might have given him saying a free pass initially at the beginning of the season. Saying, listen, we've just lost our best ever player.
Yeah.
We know we're in a transition period. We just want you to really
steady the ship.
Steady the ship.
But not this fast though.
Not this fast. They're like,
They're in
okay.
a top four, and they're probably.
And now you adjust your expectations. Like, listen, Villa, it's only between you and Villa at the moment.
Yeah.
United have an outside shout as
Yeah.
well. But at the moment, looking between you and Villa, you say,
Absolutely.
we can get this top four. To be fair.
I think they can, especially Madison's return.
Yeah.
I see them.
Son returning now from Asia Cup.
Literally,
Yeah.
these are the
All
kind
the-
of players
all the
that you need to
players-
help drive the ship towards that top four race.
have any
all
other
the
injuries?
injured players, all these suspensions are all kind of coming back
Nice.
out of all the cups as well. So for me, it's like
Just
one
main
game till
focus.
the end of the season. Just focus. For me, top 4 was the aim.
Yeah.
And if we can get that now, games like this will be the ones we kind of look back on and be like, you know what, those 3 points were important. I said,
You had
What do you
more
think
other
of
ones
Werner?
early in the season.
I'm intrigued by
can't
this
lie
one.
to you.
Who, sorry?
Timo.
Werner.
Oh, Werner.
Werner is the most Werner player. I don't know how else to explain this.
he's
but
The
so
description of
weird.
Timo Werner, he used the own player's
he
name
arrived-
in that
It's
description.
brilliant.
When he arrived, I'm
Brilliant.
sure every Spurs fan was looking at it like, why are we getting a Chelsea reject? Why are we getting a guy who's only played 61 minutes? Why are we getting a guy who hasn't been able to light it up as his former club? Why are we being used as a fitness program? But he's come
Genuinely.
in, 2 games, 2 assists,
Done this- I like
and
that,
then every game basically he's looked the busy. I thought out of the attackers, apart
was
from
the
obviously
busiest.
Son who came on, he was actually the best ones of the starters. So it's like the one thing with Timo Werner is he might not give you the finish, he might not give you the end product, but he will always be a threat. Similar like we say about Nunes being able to cause chaos. The pace that he has is always going to stretch defenders.
frightening, it's
It's always
frightening,
going to
it's
frighten
frightening.
defenders to engage him because he will just knock it around you. He's in 20 yards of
There
space
you
now.
go.
So he, for me, I think a coach like Ange
Can-
can make use of a player like that.
That's
So
exactly what it is.
For me, I'm thinking second half of the season, I think it was a low risk move, loan deal with the potential 20 mil if he does well. Let's see what you can do now. I feel like
That's
he's
good depth.
come back with a point to prove.
Yeah.
Gone wrong at Chelsea as well. Just come in and be a useful player. Not playing him in the 9 position is the best thing Ange has done.
I've seen that,
because
yeah.
it takes away that pressure of the demand for goals. Just be a threat. Go chase some lost causes. Start the press.
Yeah.
Go give me 1 or 2 assists.
That's all it is.
Well done, fam.
Low risk
Fantastic.
transfer.
I've looked at it. I feel like we got a lot of strikers out there nowadays. Instead of putting him in the 9, put him outside on the wings. The game's more open to you, so you can see the game easily. You don't have to hold up no defenders. You just play what's in front of you and utilize your pace. And I find Werner's such a weird player to me. You send him away, the goals weren't coming. You come back, the goal's still not coming like that. But it's the application. He works hard. It's delivery, the pace. So maybe you could see a player in
In
the
a
later
system,
on.
he can be useful.
Very.
That's what I think.
And
Especially
Brendan
in
Johnson as
Ange's
well.
When if you look at kind of the Chelsea time, they were going through a revolution. They thought Kai, Werner, these are going to be the new faces of the franchise.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
like, go or bust. And bro, that brother was busting. In the wrong way.
Hey, yo. Hey, pause, homie.
Clarify that.
It was
clarify
busting.
that,
Just not in the right way.
Yeah.
Hey, man. But let's go on the flip side. Brighton, they're currently 9th right now. I thought I saw a few Brighton fans saying, I don't know what we're competing for this season. I don't know what we're going for. Like, we might go late surge for Europe conference
Yes.
potentially.
They're still in that, no?
But they're just around there. They just don't know the way they're playing right now. The results they're getting, they just haven't been consistent.
But this is the issue with that kind of bracket of clubs under the big 6, if you
Yeah.
like the Villas, the Brightons, the West Hams. I always say, like, you're going to have to do something so significant to break into that. And then even when you do, you're going to need luck. You're going to need a great manager, like Villa situation. But even then, form might fizzle out. You might get injuries or whatever like that. And the fact that they've got Europe, they're now having to balance that a week that they were doing last season where they were killing it and cooking. Now it's different. Now you have to balance squad. And we've seen how many injuries they've picked up.
Yeah.
They're playing different players in different positions.
They've been playing them without
Milner
width
right
for a
back
while.
1 week, Milner centre mid the next week. So it's like they're just having to deal with almost the realities of the Premier League. And I'm just like, if you were a Brighton fan and you was expecting to be in Europe and still competing for top 6, that's very ambitious for me.
Yeah.
And even I think Newcastle fans are feeling the same thing. Like last season was the free run. We get the top 4, cool. But now you've got Europe and it's not as easy to kind of stay in that kind of top 4 race. So it's just the realities of it, bruv.
And the thing about Brighton, they've lost 2 key players from last season as well. So
Caicedo and McAllister, yeah.
trying to replace that's kind of difficult as well. And you've got, what's that man? He went AFCON.
Adingra.
he's
player.
quality.
Hey.
Very, very important.
What a player.
Very, very good player.
That man of the
What a
match
player.
performance in the final, brother.
Shout out Dinger, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ola Aina.
Mm.
Cooked! Oh my lord, that brother was running around with shorts down. I'm like, in a big Afcon fight. Premier League.
Even the player that came on the last few minutes, I like the Baleba. He's
another one. A good player.
So that's the thing. Brighton got quite a young squad coming up.
Yeah.
And when you got young players, consistency is a big issue. So that's the thing. They got to ride that
very
storm.
Generally Chelsea right now.
You gotta ride
Chill out,
that
riding the storm.
storm.
You chill out. Don't bring that to that club
Why
as
is
well.
everyone always riding something?
Yeah, but that was the actual storm.
Nah,
That's
that
actual
one
storm.
actually, I hear you.
I was actually riding that one.
That's a storm that makes sense if you're gonna do what he said. But,
Why are you so ashamed to say it?
that's mental. That's mental. But listen, this was a big season for me with De Zerbi. A man who's obviously been touted to next club has to be a big club, or a lot of big clubs have been looking at him allegedly. How do you cope now with obviously the bigger fixture list and that fixture congestion? How do you deal with injuries and how do you deal with players leaving you? He's always been very comfortable about the reality of the club that he's at. I remember an interview before those two both left, McAllister and Caicedo. He's like, this is what we are as a club.
We're a selling club.
We're here to prepare these guys. Then they have to go and prove if they can, and he used the term, wear the shirt. Because wearing a big club shirt is a bit different. We all know that. He's comfortable with the situation that he's at. How do you then react to a bit more big club issues without having the luxury of being at a big club, without having the finances to deal with it or money to spend on a huge squad? We have to be careful with the expectations that Brighton fans have on this current squad. As Ren mentioned, it's still a young squad and there's going to be improvements for them. The football is that main thing. The identity is clear. What they now need to see as fans, and rightly so they're calling for it, is results. It's tough to do with this, like we say, the fixture list, but that's the main task on Zerbi's now if he wants to move on to a big club.
Yeah.
No, but then I think it's also like a internal club issue. Like, how do you view yourself as a club?
Very
Whether
true.
do you stop selling your big players and hold on to your big players and
I think it's just seen a stepping stone club, even for De Zerbi himself.
and then that's the decision they got.
But
to
they
make.
have,
That's the decision
I
they got to
agree with
make.
what you say. There has
further
to
on,
come
like.
a point when you have to be like, you know what? Okay, we're not selling some of our players. We're keeping them because I know it sounds funny, but even Spurs, we were kind of in that situation where, okay, Modric, Bale, but then Kane came and it was like, all right, you know what? This one ain't going. Dele Alli, Son, that Horden class, we were like, all right, these are our precious ones. We're not letting them go. And at that point, we started to actually see consistent Champions League qualification. So I feel like at some point, I agree, the Caicedo and some of them.
But when you get
100
120
million
million,
You got to let go.
They're hard to say no.
Even the player will want the move. Do you know what I mean? But I think they're guys like Evan Ferguson. You've got him down on a long-term contract.
Keep him.
Give him the minutes, let him fully develop, and let Brighton become his club. Like, you need to let some of these players almost let Brighton become their team. Guys
Franchise
like Tarek
players,
Lamptey,
man.
I can't lie to you. Lamptey, I like the way he played as well.
Yeah.
He was good on the weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you weren't injured all the time, you could be that kind of almost one of the leaders and core of that dressing room. And I think that's what De Zerbi almost needs to put together, a core. It's tough, obviously, with all the youngsters, as you said, there's inconsistencies, their form fluctuates, and the injuries, but he needs to find that core again. I think that you can just rely on
100%.
finishing
consistently.
off of this game, I want to go back to Tottenham quickly. Obviously, last season, Sharky was well known for his percentages of Arsenal winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
What's your percentage of Tottenham winning getting top four?
Good question.
Winning top four.
I thought you were going to say winning the title. I was like, hold on, buddy.
And said you're still in it. And said you're still in it.
Mate,
My
1% fake. That's all we need.
What's your percentage there? Go on.
I'm going 80%.
First.
80%.
You're looking at the competition around you.
I'm looking at us and I'm looking at, you've got to be, the top four race has always been the best of a bad bunch, always qualifies the past couple of years.
That was us for.
I'm looking at the bad bunch around us and I'm like, Villa seeming like they're starting to hit a little bump in the road.
Those
and
are coming off.
see how they come up. And then United are just lurking there, just in the background, like,
hi, hey.
Yeah, so
So I'm like, I think with them, I don't know what it is yet. So they'll be floating around, but I'm looking at Ange and I think we've got enough about us to be a bit more consistent.
You're in the
than
driver's
those
seat
two.
for sure.
What about you
for
two?
sure.
Favourites for top four, Tottenham or Aston Villa for you?
Tottenham, to be fair, for me.
Yeah.
Spurs fourth.
Yeah.
I'm looking at fifth for my team.
You think you're gonna?
Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping.
You think you'll pick
I think
Villa?
speaking of percentages, there's like a 77% chance of fifth being a Champions League spot based on what the random do.
Oh, is it?
Random do in the Champions League. So
Okay, so
please rise.
Hey.
Please rise.
Yeah, you know,
Please rise.
Hey.
We might need that for Champions League ball next year.
Hey.
But yeah, I'm going for fifth. I'm not going for fourth. Trust Spurs this spot, I think.
Oh, it's fourth Spurs. So fifth is United. Well, speaking about United, let's go to Villa Park.
Great transition.
Hey,
Great transition. Great transition.
Hey, come on, man. You gotta do what?
Almost.
You gotta do what host. You gotta come shake your hand, brother. Come on, man.
Shit, you're the host, man. Forget that, man.
Hey, man.
Speak on us, man. Speak on us, brother. Intro me, please, man. Let's talk about this, man.
Well, Man United have gone to Villa Park.
Oh, that's what they done.
Man City went there.
Yeah.
They lost. Arsenal went there. They lost.
They did.
Did you know?
Villa Park.
Yeah. Have you been there yet?
Okay, he doesn't think so.
Okay, no,
He's an old man as well.
But anyway.
It's effective already. It's effective already.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
No, we still ain't gone there. 10th of March.
But they might go there and lose. But you went there and you got the dub on Emery. You've done the double against Emery this season.
We have. Yes,
3-2
we
at
have.
home, 2-1 away. And let's talk about the opening goal scorer of that game,
Højlund.
Rasmus Højlund.
Speak on it, man.
Brother.
That's the way we win
This-
against the top 9.
Top 19 for Ten Hag.
And it had to be Emery.
It had to be Unai.
Be questionable.
Oh, Emery.
That's a scary
Arsenal
stat.
fans always trying to throw shades on Emery. You
But
know?
you know what I'm saying, bro?
Me,
You insecure
I don't
guys,
mind,
bro.
I don't
Leave your
care
ex
about
alone. Leave your ex alone. She's moved on. Why are you not moved on?
He's worried about it too much.
Why have you not moved on?
Because she gave me trauma. PTSD. She had
Get over it.
in his grasp.
Yeah?
Top 4 in his grasp.
Yeah.
What are you grasping like that, bro? Chill.
This is actually someone else. She had someone else in her grasp. And she couldn't give me that. She didn't deliver.
He didn't. But we move. So yeah, we've obviously gone and listen. There's a lot I can say about the performances.
Yeah.
United still have issues in rest defense. You would have seen that when we played us at Old Trafford. It's so easy to play through 2 passes and you're
love
in.
it.
Defensive transition, still issues in that. But when you go away to Villa Park, as you say, the champions, the holding champions lost there. Arsenal also lost there.
They did back-to-back on them, yeah.
It's not easy to play at Villa Park. And the main thing when you go to a place like Villa Park, you take that result and you run back home. You go home.
Smash and grab.
No matter how you win it.
Exactly. And Villa, listen, I want to speak about a couple of players. I want to start with Andre Onana. Because
Simpson.
chill out. It feels like I'm in a minority in this fan base who, listen, it's not like they don't have a leg to stand on. He's had a horrible start to the season, especially in the Champions League. Performances like this one especially, it shows me the reason why I wanted the hair gone, first of all. Progressive modern day goalkeeping, coming off your line, claiming the ball, and doing what your job is. Which sometimes it might just be standing there and let the ball hit you. Do it, brother, and I need to see it more often. Andre Onana is someone who I think will be Manchester United's goalkeeper while the manager's still here for the next couple of years. And he proved to us what he could be doing at his best, and he showed us a glimpse of that. Issue with Manchester United is a lot of things have been glimpses. Performances have been glimpses. First 45 minutes at Wolves, moments in here. When you are going, and Ten Hag said this in a press conference where he said, ever since January, I told my team, from now until the end of the season, it's not a business end only is every final. From now until the end of the season, every game has to be treated like a final for you guys. We have to get Champions League football. He knows what he means for his job, first of all, because it gives the chairman or the new ownership when they come in, if this guy doesn't get me Champions League football, that's a loss of money. That gives me an excuse to fire you. He knows what he has to do. And this team is still, I'm seeing moments and goodness and all this kind of stuff. The main shining star that I see, Kobe Mano, man.
Oh,
Your boy.
Anytime I speak about the kid, it's just wow.
Your boy, yeah?
Brother,
you've run out of superlatives.
But there are no more superlatives that I can even say anymore about the kid. He's just sensational, mature in his decision making, just a splendid footballer. He just looks like
I
everything.
understand where they're coming from.
Brother,
So
it's just
This, yeah.
So
The way he
what?
got
Hey, yeah.
I don't think big word. I don't think
Just
Tantalizing.
bro, it's just
tantalizing.
Bro, I think I waited until the 68th minute of the game when I saw him lose a draw. Lose the ball. And that's just a joke because it just looks like he's been playing the Premier League for about 10 years.
It's very mature for his age. man.
I just saw him do a sidewinder. Oh yeah, Rashford, you can have that over there off his first touch.
I saw that.
Over there, bang.
Did I want
Over there, bang. Rashford, you go and chase that.
I like when you have that young player, that breakout star you can just hold on to. It's like, listen, you're that glimmer of hope in my life right now. Because
first
my
time,
team's
man.
I had that with Saka, so I understand where you're coming from.
No, but let's.
I know.
Yeah, of course. But it's when I talk about this guy, it's more than just
close
glimmer
your
of
eyes
hope.
again.
I'm
Yeah,
just
say it
brother.
again.
It's
Yeah,
just,
close your eyes.
He's about to cry.
it was like Bobo so much, No, he's fantastic, bro. And you look at the contrast in decision making when the football's at your feet between him and that aging thug next to him in Casemiro.
Fuck.
It has to be said. It's about time I started saying it on SDS.
Aging
No, he's a
thug.
great player. He's a great player.
He has strangled people on the pitch before, so he is a fuck.
He's got thug, and the thugness about him.
there, yeah.
The thugness about him got Højlund an assist in the previous game against West Ham. When I criticize Casemiro, because people get onto me for not doing it publicly enough on this platform, you're absolutely right. I should be standing by it. When I speak about him having to be moved on, and the same thing I say about Varane as well. That doesn't mean get rid of them today. I need those brothers until the end of the season. I'm not saying cut my losses and these guys are completely off for nothing on the football pitch. No, Casemiro still covers ground decently well, gets involved in duels and still smells where danger is and finds himself there. But we're talking about the way that this manager wants to play the game of football. And everyone talks about he doesn't have an identity. In the press conferences after the game, he said, I need my team to make better decisions on the football. We start the first 15, 20 minutes, and he's absolutely spot on, pressing very, very well against Villa. Very, very high press. And what he needed then afterwards is better decision-making on the ball. Sometimes when you see teams, you expect them to, when they're attacking all the time, you want your attacking players to always be attacking fullbacks, or you want strikers to be constantly running behind. Game states matter they arrive, when you need the team to recycle the ball.
Literally.
You've won the ball back now. You've done all the hard work of winning the ball back now.
Start again, reset.
Reset, go back to your centre halves, let's start again and let's try and build something. We've seen that our first phase, when Kobe is there and receiving is the midfielder receiving the ball, we can play. I need to see that more often for Manchester United. Another shout out to Diogo Dalot, who's having a great season.
Oh yeah, he's been underrated.
Brilliant season, a great cross, and Scott McTominay can't be defeated.
Is he an actor? He's called him an actor. Is he an actor?
Yeah. My thing I remember one episode I was here with Lias and he was like we agree in terms of he can't be starting for Manchester United. But I said we have to see the rationale. Of course he's got a role. Of course he possibly might have a role.
I'm thinking he might be able to start ahead of certain man though.
Like who?
Bruno, surely not.
I'm not subbing Bruno for McTominay. Bruno was bad this game. He was bad. And the duality of Bruno is funny because in the home game against Villa, over there, in behind here, this side. Bro, all of the passes are there and it's so brilliant because there's space in behind for someone who's got an eye for a pass. And then a game like this time around, it's not happening at the right time. It's not working. And obviously the stats show that he created a X amount of chances, but I needed better decision making from him and Casemiro. And I have to be fair on the record and given the consistency there. Diogo especially, Scott. Me and Lias agree that Scott both can't play.
Yeah.
Scott, and I just said, look at the logic behind when you bring on Scott McTominay on the pitch. He's not a great footballer, but there's one thing that you can. He knows where the goal is. He knows where to be in clutch moments. The funny part of it is that he had an almost identity. He is a fox in the box. He's a the new term box crasher. That's what he is. That's what they call it. The box crasher.
I like that one. It's got a bit more aggression.
Box crasher.
Box crasher.
Crash that.
That's
that green shit. Green shit aggression. Chill, bro. I see the name popping up.
No, because Fox in the box on dainty.
Yeah, it's not dainty, but he's a box crusher, man. Box crusher, man. And he had a similar chance, dying embers of the game against Spurs at Old Trafford.
That's what
I was right there, right in front of it, and he just headers it over. But it just shows that there's one thing that can't be denied about Scott McTominay. He knows where to be.
I was wanting to tell us you went to Man United games there, you know.
I'm outside. Some guys aren't outside, man. I'm outside, baby. I'm outside.
He's out here doing,
I was right there.
You got armchair fans.
Yeah, armchair fans. I leave it.
Yeah, box crusher. That's what you are, isn't it? In more ways than one. But let's go back to McTominay. McTominay has scored more Premier League goals than any other Man United player this season. Who's that? McTominay.
Yeah. What's he on? 6?
7.
Wow.
But how does he keep doing this? I need to.
He's inevitable.
I look at it like
him and Gallagher, they're inevitable. But
I look at him. Do you know Mario Fellaini used to come on last time? Yeah, come on, get the ball. Boom.
Very true.
This is what he's doing.
Fellaini's a better footballer. Fellaini could hold up and play.
Yeah,
but he has the same
kind of impact that he's having.
100%.
Back on your Kobe point. Kobe's such a spectacular player, but I also wonder, like, for such a young age, do you not feel like you got to put a lot of pressure on him?
It's a good question.
United always do that though.
Because I feel like
United have done that last season with
that?
Garnacho. They've done that with Martial, with Rashford. Like every year or so, he who shall not be named. I remember when he was coming through as well.
Yeah.
But every year there's always like this 18-year-old that comes through and it's like, oh, you're a savior.
Yeah. So,
The new Manchester. Here you go. And I just,
That's Rashford there.
I think of all of them, the one thing I will say, I think Kobe looks the most like
what temperament?
unfazed, temperamental, like just
Rise to the
mature.
occasion.
Not even rise to the occasion, because I'm like, bro, his debut was the Liverpool game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, bro, that's the deep end sink or swim. This brother said, I'm doing laps. But for me, it's just a case of maturity, bro. I think that he's the most mature, almost like youngster. Similar like, and I'm not comparing him as players, but Jude's level of maturity. Like at 16, you was looking at him and the way he played the game was like, whoa. And then you hear him speak in interviews and you're like,
Whoa.
brother, you're 28. You ain't 18, brother. So Kobe, you kind of think, you know what? He's kind of got that level of maturity where I don't think anything's too much. I think he's actually enjoying it almost.
That's exactly my answer. I don't. That's spot on. That's spot on. No, it's spot on.
Correspondent over there.
I can't even add anything more. The only thing I can add is similar to the Sarr thing. So coachable, and Ten Hag speaks about it all the time.
Yeah.
This is sponge.
I didn't like hearing this too much. Really saying Casemiro's got his arm around him and he's learning from, because you have to learn from someone like Casemiro.
Experience,
There's a vast amount of experience, and if you could learn just 10% of that ball winning ability and that dog, and you add that to the already natural.
But I don't feel like
gifting
he's
talent
that
you have.
dark kind of player though.
He gets stuck in.
He's more like
He gets stuck in.
Don't be fooled by the emotion.
Do you know what I'm saying? That guy gets stuck in. He likes a jewel.
I actually think his natural position is a 6.
Yeah,
I actually think he's like a 6.
It might limit him.
Mobile one. Like you've got to allow him to play the passes, make movements, but I think his best position is as a 6.
What similar profiles do you see? I don't even know. Like in current market.
I hate when
There's-
I don't even want to do.
I hate doing similar.
Yeah,
Be your
just
own
let
player,
him
like
be.
do you, bro.
Let him be
Kobe's
KM's 37 still.
So what did you think 1-0 up and then Douglas Luiz equalised and he went like
That cheeky little mug is what I
shimmy
thought.
shimmy.
You're shimmying on an equaliser.
Yeah. Who's he
Have
shimmying
some
to?
shame.
Harry Maguire, was it?
I think it
Must
was
be
either
inside joke,
Varane or because Varane went and spoke to
one
him
of the
after.
centre-backs.
I think Varane went and spoke to him after we got our winning goal
Yeah.
as well. Varane didn't even celebrate. He went up to him and said, "You all right, mate?" Celebration. Do you know what I mean?
all this then.
What's wrong about then? And
I
listen,
love the French guy talking like that. I'm from out of East End of France.
no, but listen,
Could you do that Giz accent and French accent?
yeah, how you doing, mate?
Il est
You
là,
all
non,
right?
mon Dieu, là, bien sûr, ça, là. Ah, putain.
No, but listen, he gave it a big one, and listen, if you, I'm saying, good enough to fish out.
Shout him out.
Guys like him, more pay. Learn your lessons, yeah?
Saying, don't
Do
celebrate
your
too
celebrate when the
soon.
game is done.
Nah, but I like-
Wasn't there someone else?
Nah,
Do
but
your
we need-
celebrations like that when it's a dagger.
No, we
When
need-
you know
Facts.
it's too late for you to come back. I'm hit.
No. But it's more ballsy to do at the beginning of the game.
I do hear that as well. That's a
more
fair point as
ballsy.
well.
That's what Jordan would do.
Then now you got.
Oh, yo.
You have to edit that one out.
No, that was staying in.
No, but you gotta hold it. You gotta hold it.
Nah, you gotta hold it. I don't know.
Can't lie.
You do have to hold it. Yeah.
Hold what?
There's always one man that's got to go left, no?
Yeah.
Why'd you point at me? That was him.
Just beef it.
Let them figure out. Let them figure it out. Let them figure out what you said.
Only 2 midfielders have made 9+ tackles in the Premier League game for Man United in the last 8 seasons. Casemiro versus Villa and Fred versus Leeds last season. So look,
2 dogs.
we got 2 dogs there.
dogs.
Douglas Luiz has set a new personal best for goals in a single Premier League campaign. And Bruno Fernandes has created at least 18 more chances and at least 5 more big chances than any other Premier League player since the start of last season.
We do, but this is the main divide between Elias and Cams and myself.
What about Levan? Levan there?
Cleveland, I don't know what Levan thinks. I don't really give a shit what
I
Levan
don't think Levan knows what he thinks.
yeah, Levan don't know what he thinks. That's what Levan thinks. That's brilliant. But the divide between it is, as much as I'm willing to call out these players who I believe need to be moved on, Bruno has too much credit in the bank for me. And I don't want to, I'm not holding on to the credit in the bank because I see it every game week anyway. You mentioned the amount of big chances that he creates. I just think we're a weaker team without him. Although I just tweeted out today as well. The issue I have with Mason Mount right now, and hopefully this is nothing more than just an injury that he has right now. The reason why I wanted him to be playing in this team right now, I want to see what this team possibly could look like when the influence of Bruno Fernandes is taken out of it. Because you have to, because he's 29 years old. You have to, and Man United have to
Scared of the
become.
unknown.
Yeah, I'm saying we have to start seeing something because let's say we bring in someone next to Kobe who can cover ground better than Casemiro can. How do you replace the huge influence in attacking creation that Bruno Fernandes gives you?
don't think you look at it directly like that.
How do you look
think
at it?
Similarly, like when we lost Kane,
Yeah.
you would think, oh, where
Tackle
are
it
the goals
somewhere
going to come
else.
from? Somewhere else is always where it comes from.
tackle
Someone
it
will
somewhere
always
else.
be willing to kind of step up, whether that's like a Garnacho or, I don't know,
Yeah.
Kobe decides to become a 10 all of a sudden.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
you
A
just
solution
never
can
know.
come out of
I
nowhere.
always think when you have that fear of losing someone, though, it almost handicaps you, I feel like. And it's funny that you're saying this about Bruno, because I remember when we was doing hot takes, I said this about Rashford. Almost like if United do want to move on to these next, I feel like those
gotta
two
cash
guys
in. They gotta
are
cash
the
in.
ones they have to actually move on from.
That's what I
because
was
Yeah.
gonna ask
Bruno, as much as I actually like Bruno, the gunslinger style and his mentality,
Yeah.
I respect it.
Gung ho.
But I almost think if you want to be that top premier club that you are dying to be, he cannot be the focal point of it.
And he's getting
It's
past the age
too-
where you can change as well.
Aha. He's
getting
at that
past the age where he can
stubborn
change.
stage of his career. You've got to accept Bruno for what
For
he
what
is.
he is.
I've always said Bruno, I think for a team that's like almost in those Europa League spots, give him the armband. He takes those types of teams to the promised land, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But somewhere big like a United to put the whole thing on him, I don't know. And I think for as long as you're scared, like, oh, what's the team going to look like with that Bruno? Bro, get rid and just see. When Chelsea lost Hazard, they won the Champions League straight after. We've lost Kane and we look okay. I remember when Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken, when they lost Henry, the next year you lot were close to challenging for the title and then kind of fell away at the end. Like, sometimes that fear, the team just comes together.
Lost Van Persie,
What do
we
they call
didn't
it?
think
Ewing theory. That's what the kids call it. They always tweet in my mentions.
Ewing
I'm like,
theory.
Kids.
Patrick
You
Hughes.
searched it
teaching
up.
me something. These days.
Education.
An old dog can learn new tricks.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but there's like a few players at your club that you got to surely move on in order to progress to the next
Those
level,
two in
man.
particular, I think.
For me, it's Casemiro, Varane are the first two alert ones I have to get rid of. I think we need to sign some midfielders, which means probably some midfielders might have to go.
Crashford.
Rashford. This is what I'm saying. The difference between Rashford and Bruno is Rashford. Oh, think about it, bro.
He's so
he's
inconsistent for you,
no,
because
he
look at it
is,
last
he is.
year.
But players of his type are inconsistent types. The Aubameyangs of the world, the Sterlings of the world. You're going to see some great goal scoring
Don't say
seasons. You're gonna
Sterling's
see-
name again, though.
No, but I'm saying these players who are like that, they are going to have up and downs. That's just the way that they are. They're goal scoring wingers. They're inside forwards, right? I think that he might need to. He's beginning to show that he could develop a relationship with Rasmus.
Yeah, you can see that.
Rashford can still offer something. I'm not an advocate. You're never going to hear me say get rid of Rashford. That's just, he's one of our own. Maybe that's biased. Maybe I'm clouded by that. I'm just not going to be someone who comes out and says Rashford should be sold. I think we might need to find different rotations of the team that we could do without him, if that means that he needs to hit the bench. My issue with him of late has been application. The one thing you can always do whenever you're playing badly, at least act like you give a shit. If you do that enough, fans won't turn on you. It might not be working out for you going forward and taking on players. The issue I mainly have with all of my wingers, lack of IQ.
A lot.
Garnacho, lack of
Nice.
IQ and
Oh
good
my
decision making. Rashford, lack of IQ and good decision making.
Anthony.
Lack of being a footballer. but these issues are things that we do need to address in the coming windows. And
Back to Bruno, there was a clip that was circulating on Twitter. Someone saying, I think he was on this podcast actually, saying Bruno better than Bernardo.
yeah, mental.
These guys lost their mind.
I don't know.
Who's that?
I don't know. I think
Lost their
it's
minds, bro.
star
You
player.
know-
I think his
you
name's
know
star
Oh, bench player. Bench player.
Bench player. That's the one. Bench player. Yeah, bench player.
There's definitely men that have been dropped on their heads as youths.
How can he say it like that?
How can he say?
like that?
Wow.
He's dropped
I'm
us.
laughing.
That's serious.
You know what? Someday it'll be obvious to you lot, but statements like that just
Crazy
highlight
to me,
it
bro.
further to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
but let's go to Aston Villa.
Let's.
Wheels are slowly coming off for them.
Kamara got injured, ACL.
He's out.
Is it JSL?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
been
Romano
pivotal
too.
for them as well. Holding it down.
Him and Luis.
I don't know. I just,
weird, man.
Is he going to focus on the Conference League, you think? Or do you think he's going to focus on the league?
They should-
Because
they
apparently he
should
can't focus on both.
Well, Conference League, I think they should.
Sorry.
They got a squad, a good enough squad to win it. For sure, for sure.
and if anything, their midfield is one of the few areas I feel like they're stacked in. They've got
Yeah.
two
A
lot.
guns, they've got a few kind of different options, but I don't know. I think Villa will be all right in the end. And this season, in my opinion, has been
A
a
success.
good season.
It's like
regardless,
Newcastle
yeah.
last season.
Yeah, like if they get Europa League or finish fifth, for me, I don't think that's a disappointing season. Of course, it's not the same as how you started. but Listen, at some point there was going to be hiccups down the road. For me, I'm interested to see kind of how Emery and the rest of the squad kind of react now, because obviously big injury to Kamara, and then obviously now Unai might have to tweak his tactics a little bit, but
yeah.
I think Villa will be fine. Man.
But they got the players, especially Watkins this season. I feel like he's been a phenomenal striker. You can see
Wasn't good on the weekend, but
He missed his chances. But
Yeah.
arguably, you could be looking at the
Big
second
saves.
best striker in the league.
Bro, double figures in goals and assists.
Yeah. Best striker in
Going
the
to
league,
win
bro.
it.
It's
Last one
mental.
to get that was Harry Kane.
Of
Was
course.
it this guy by the name of Harold? Was it?
Harold crack cocaine.
Harold.
But
Class
literally,
A.
I like him a lot as a profile.
No, fair enough. And obviously United in with a late top 4 race, right? But you're saying
We'll
fifth.
see.
You're saying fifth. Is
We'll see.
I
Listen, I
don't-
want Champions League football next
I don't know
year.
for you guys, man. The way the man you lot winning, I don't know if that's sustainable.
Great.
Oh,
great point.
sustainable.
Yeah, that's
We
his
like that word.
Key word of the segment.
Like,
is
See,
That's Ange's favourite word.
And, after pontificating, I tweeted in the middle of the game, Liverpool fans, I'm sorry, this is the definition of unsustainable. Because one day we're going to get onto them as well, but United, the way we're playing right now, listen, I saw 45 minutes against Wolves and I said,
Yeah.
Raven, that's a Raven vision into the future. Oh my God, if you keep playing like this for this 45 minutes and replicate, just not how football works, is it? Injuries are going to happen and losing someone like Lisandro Martinez is going to a huge dent on that. We'll have to wait and see how
He'll be back for like the last month, right?
Yeah, he will be, but we'll have to see how the ship fares by the time that he is back. But the thing about this United team is if they are starting to treat this, like Ten Hag said in the press conference, like finals every game, we're going to see performances like that where it looks like we've exhausted ourselves, but the result has gotten over the line. Where it looks like we are vulnerable, but the result has gotten over the line. And if it means us unsustainable performances and getting Champions League football, and then we go again and make a decision based on wherever the club wants to go, I'm fine by that.
Fair enough. Well, let's move on to the next game. Let's go to the Etihad. Man City 2-0 win against Everton. The deadly duo are officially back, guys. The league's done.
Deadly.
Champions League's done. FA Cup's FA Cup's done.
What?
They're not in the camera. Say hi.
Brother, that's a deadly squad they got there, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying the duo because they just came back from injury.
That was just the
Yeah.
1-2 punch. You know what
That's
I mean?
a serious
Harry
one.
Kane song kind of thing. Link up there.
But it's a
That one there is
serious
crazy.
1-2 punch, you
That
know.
one there.
This one is a serious 1-2 punch, bro.
De Bruyne has now provided
Whoa,
12
whoa,
assists.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Something crazy.
I saw it, bro.
Hey, we saw the tweets. Hey,
Son of Kane, that's what it is.
hey, I saw
What are you gonna say?
something.
What are you gonna say? They're not better than Son of Kane.
No, not even that. I was gonna say like there's black excellence, but I don't know if we do the other one.
Oh, no. That's all he was thinking in his head.
That's what we're thinking.
I'm not asking him again. If I see him twitch, I'm letting him twitch. I'm not going to ask him.
There's a glare in his eyes.
He was like, can I say that?
Can I say that? Is it too Aryan supremacy? Whoa, that might sound too KKK-ish. I'm like, nah.
I was about to go on about it. What bar?
I don't know what you want to call them, but the Great White Sharks, maybe.
The Vikings.
Bro, you know what Shark team actually? Yeah, that's what they call them, the Great White Sharks. I think that's a good one actually. We'll stick
you
with
go.
that.
De Bruyne has now
Killers,
provided 12 assists
Killers.
for Erling Haaland across all competitions since the start of last season. Also, Pep Guardiola has won more games against Sean Dyche than any other manager in his career.
Yeah,
He knows the tactics. He said, yeah, that boy there.
Do you guys want to know the
weekend?
aggregate score?
It's ridiculous. Bro, he used to pump Burnley 5-0 every time.
Pep 54, Dyche 6.
Bro, do you know what he says? We finishing those games 5-0. More than you believe. We have to suffer. We have to fight. Fight for every
You know what he said after this game?
ball.
We know Burnley, they're a tough team. Tough team? You put 50 past them, bro.
But
Bro, he talks about that.
He's chatting
And the
rubbish
Team
about
Ream quote still annoys me to this day.
Team
man.
Ream,
If it was
yeah,
10 years
man.
younger. If I was it 10 years
You beat
ago,
my
it's fine.
personality.
He'd have been
Yeah,
Sergio
exactly.
Ramos.
Do
that
me
way,
a
bro.
favour, man.
Like, do me a favor.
Haaland though taking 2 months off, yeah,
and just come back like it's normal.
coming back, still top goal scorer, 2 finishes. I think some of the link up in the game as well is being slept on. But bro,
See the first
guy's
finish.
an absolute freak at this point.
The first finish was unnormal.
Yeah.
The right foot.
Pace that it went through.
The velocity of it. My boy, I got you. I got you. I got you.
over here, bro.
I heard him start to say it. I promise you. And he said, that's not my bag. That's not my bag. I got you.
Give me that off for strength. Give me that off for strength.
The sheer power, the sheer
we need another
force, the sheer determination, gravitas. Bro, you're alright.
I like that way, you know.
I read in the book once.
The gravitas he used on my man when he tried to body him. He said, yo,
Oh,
let him
Brentford.
shit down.
That's not fair though.
You know, he was having a good season.
He's having a
well,
I like him
good
as well.
game,
And that
good game. But he was having a
But
good game
what?
before that.
You
bro.
know,
Now
it's just
they
certain man. You just look at you say, nah, I can't even go there,
Bro,
that is one of them.
What do you
guys.
do? Okay, give us your defender. Give us something. What can we do against that?
There's just nothing.
There's some things and some players that are just freaks, and I feel like Man City have too many of them. Haaland, freak. KDB on the ball, freak.
Yeah.
Jeremy Doku,
Freak.
Direct freak.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like even Edison, his passing range from out the back,
Freakish.
Like,
Rodri.
they have so many of those. Rodri.
Oh my
Subhanallah.
God. Rodri's
Freak,
fake, bro.
like, and that's the
Basically
I feel
nearly
like
11,
the big
bro.
difference when you look at Man City is they have so many of those freaks. Like Bernardo, we say Swiss Army knife, but bro, that's like a Swiss Army. I don't know.
Bazooka, or like.
Yeah,
For
you see
real.
what I'm saying, bro? Like
Miss out on
samurai swords are coming out of shit,
Wallahi, bro.
brother. So it's like they got too many weapons there, and that second goal as well is almost like vintage Haaland at Dortmund,
Bro,
where the last thing you need with Haaland is to give him
Open
40 yards of
space.
open space to run into. It reminded me of Palace last year. Do you remember
What,
when he had
the opening start of the season? When he just
What
opened it up.
Was
two
that-
defenders
was
just
it-
running up to him like, oh yeah, this little blonde boy will stop him.
Bam.
Eat grass,
Simple.
eat shit.
Yeah.
Eat salad.
That's what you're gonna be doing, bro.
Even his first Premier League goal, like the one you're saying, is it? The one he just opened up his body, took his
wrapped-
time. and
West
just wrapped
Ham?
Yeah, West Ham.
Oh, no,
Nasty.
I remember that.
Nasty. So-
This is
So you're talking about
It's excellent.
Arsenal hitting the right form at the right time, and City now.
just switched on the
Haaland,
gears.
if he, because first half of the season we've been saying, he's kind of sleepwalking, he's missing some big chances, maybe he ain't gonna break the record or whatever. But if he locks in, and we see even 70% of what we saw last year,
It's done. It's wraps.
forget about it.
He's ninth in the top
Forget
10
about
Man City all-time goal scorer.
Brother, they haven't done anything.
Something like that.
Where
Yeah, go on.
I'd ask you lot, where do you lot rank him all time in terms of just finishing?
Just finished.
Premier League.
Just
He might-
finishing.
might be
Of
number-
all the finishers you've seen in the Premier League, is he one of the best pure
Oh,
finishers?
Pure finisher. He might be number
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Do you think so?
He might be number one.
Michael Owen.
Rude.
Yeah, Van Nistelrooy is the one I'm
Rude was
thinking.
there.
Man,
Straight,
you
which is
know.
straight finisher. Van
When
Persie.
you talk about
Finisher,
finishers,
yeah.
Rude has got to be up there.
Yeah.
What do you think of Son?
But the fact that he's in this conversation,
Son for me is
Son's up
definitely.
there.
If you're
But-
talking just finishing, Son is up there.
He's
But then
definitely
we're
up
looking at it. He's only done what? He's not even done 2 years here yet.
Yeah,
And just
He's
look
already in
at
conversation.
already what he's doing. This
there.
conversation
Sort of something
in
like-
the box. His movement just to sniff the goals. If you saw the first goal, everyone's away from him. Why is he away from him? This guy is a threat. You need to be on him, touch tight. Back to a few yards, got his space, sniffed it, bang, goal.
Right foot.
That is all you need to be in a striker. Fox in the box.
No, box crasher.
Nah, he's not a box cracker. He's,
Yeah, but he's
He
already
does
in the box.
everything.
He's already in the box.
Yeah,
he's the box.
But I think
Yeah,
he is the
He
box.
is
you
the
know.
box.
I think he's got something dumb like 78 in 78 for City. We heard those stats. But you know, we heard them stats. Did you know? We heard them stats when he was at Dortmund. Something dumb like every
Could
goal
he
for
do it in the
the
Premier League? How naive were we? Of course he could do it in the Premier League. He let his nut tag in the Premier League.
Yeah, mental. But there's something about City as well, and
Stones is back as well.
Yes,
That's huge. I
that
think
is
people
very,
sleep
very
on how
huge.
important that is as well.
Because the rotations that they can do, the difference.
Well, yeah, I mean, not being funny, but you get Gvardiol out of that left back position, and you
Quickly.
get the treble winning back line back. Let's be honest.
100%. And the thing that I was mentioning about Arsenal in terms of how they limit opposition, City haven't they have done nothing but win since they lifted the FIFA Club World Cup. Only wins since then. And I still feel like the City team is not at its best.
That's
Hold
scary.
on, we still got Mandem loaded.
I'm seeing him in the green.
Brother, do you know how mental that is?
FMC.
Do you know what it
They
is?
have only won since the Club World Cup, and I don't think this is the best version of City.
It's because you haven't seen
Everyone
as
that-
many 4s and 5s and 6-0s as you previously would. I think this year,
Potentially.
I don't know,
reckon?
like you've got the fixtures there. How many like of those kind of big scorelines have
Yeah.
they racked up this year?
What's
I
a
think
big scoreline? Plus,
like
by
four,
three?
four
four.
plus, four
Yeah.
plus. I can't think of many.
No, they haven't had any more
it's some-
slappings.
but
Whereas,
But
whereas normally,
but I
like
feel like-
Bournemouth would have held a 6, a Sheffield would have held
The
a
last
5.
one was in the league was the 4th of November, 6-1 when they beat Bournemouth.
Yeah.
That was in the league. Yeah.
But I still look at some of the games that they're winning, just emphatic, just comfortably controlling the game. We know you lot got to play a low block. We're just gonna beat the life out of you. Work it left and right. Doku's on the wing, just.
Brother, when
causes
you
so-
have
direct-
when you have
direct
some of these
monster.
when you have some
Bro.
of these players, like this is why I have them winning the league. Just because these are just like it's the combination of their strong system that they have from the greatest mind ever to look at football.
Mm-hmm.
Then you couple that with some of these players who are the players that you rip up your game plan. You just say, what can I do? But Everton were doing such a good job of it. First half, they had basically had them on a stalemate. They were doing a great job. And you've got De Bruyne coming on with about 30 minutes left to play. Like, how am I supposed to handle this?
I know he's kind of
yeah.
easing him back in, but it's like
Bro, it's such a
Fuad.
piss take to the rest of the
You got
league.
Grealish. You got Grealish out for
Fuad.
£100 million player. They're like, you know what's
Come
going?
on.
We got Doku,
Bernardo was on
Alvarez
the
over
bench.
there.
He's just
Bernardo
chilling.
there.
Alvarez is just now they're doing Alvarez and Haaland together. Like, brother, come on.
Everyone said the game changed when Foden went more central. And then
But Foden, this is what he's been doing. He's
Best
been
player at City
carrying
this season.
He's been carrying this season. He's been doing what he does best. Amazing player.
It's about time. It's the first proper season that he's been giving them keys like that, and the boy has not looked back, bro. He's
Do you
not
think
turned
it's
back.
early to call him? This is very early, by the way, but obviously they need someone like him in terms of when Gundogan left. They're looking for a Gundo replacement. Obviously, you can't exactly replicate what Gundo.
I don't think he's the Gundo replacement.
But can he do something like that?
I don't think
with a player like
I don't think
Gundo?
he's the
Well, I
Gundo
mean-
replacement. I think
I mean,
he's the
this
De Bruyne
is-
replacement, man.
Let's. I mean, the two central midfielders they had playing in this game were Julian Alvarez and Mateus Nunes.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think the
if
Gundo
KDB
role
and
is split by
Foden
two.
Take up those positions. And I think KDB, Foden take up those positions. Bernardo on the right. Bro,
That's a crazy team.
you're still like Rodri's the one anchor that just sits there and
Yeah.
always. So whoever that 8 is isn't really like.
And they love
eight
popping a
in that
centre back
sense.
next
Yeah,
to him
so
anyway, or next to Rodri. Any one of them will
KDB,
jump
Yeah,
in.
and
there.
Kanji and Rodri.
Yeah,
and
Kanji,
other
You've
people.
seen his role change like 3 or 4 times in this team
that
as
guy,
well. So it's like
Such a versatile team, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
and like I was saying about Gundogan, you don't replace him with one player.
Yeah.
It's you use what you have in the squad, and you bring in someone like a Nunes, and you
Mateus
try out
Nunes is having his
Kovacic.
download season this year.
Exactly.
You
Like-
still
and
see
then
certain
Foden's
games he's downloaded a
creativity
little bit
does that as
something.
well.
Like Avadio, this is the download season. Next season he'll be one of the best.
You'll see a
centre-backs,
more
left-backs.
refined version for sure.
100%.
And Jack Grealish, boy.
Hey, man.
Warm up that bench, brother.
Out of form right now, man. He's
No, it's not form. Warm up that bench, brother.
warm up the bench.
Just warm it up.
You know what? You just love
Speak
watching
on-
Doku. That's why.
Because
Innit?
see
You love
Doku,
watching Doku.
directness that he has.
That's what it is.
He's a headache
Real
for.
winger.
He's a real winger. Just Jack Grealish, he comes on the tension, looking all nice, little foul. Brother, Doku is causing man havoc, headaches, bro. That's what we need you to do. You're here, maintain the ball, work it. Pep puts him on after. We said, yeah, we need to keep the ball, rotate it, waste time. That's
after
what
we've
you
already
come
won
on.
the game.
I think it's good to have that balance, though. To have that option of, I think certain games you will probably need Grealish to start and maybe control the possession a little bit more. But I do think since Doku came, I was always saying Jack Grealish is in trouble because that type of explosiveness is like, it's unique.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that type of fast switch. I only see Vinny, maybe Alphonso Davies that are of that kind of speed where you're like, bro, what are you? Are you a human? And bro, you blink and you miss him. So for me, I think as long as he's there, City will have threat. The question with him is the end
Product for him, yes,
How
I can see him.
consistent can it be? And I noticed like the pattern I'm seeing is he will shimmy, and he wants to cut in on that right. I feel like sometimes he needs to take him down the byline and just give him.
But like you said,
maybe the
another
first
season.
3 take-ons, just go down the byline so you've got
then
them
just
on their toes.
Yeah.
That opens up
I
the
feel
inside
like
for you.
he'll work on that. Pep seen that.
No, for sure.
Seen that. He said, yo, don't worry, we've got you.
Remember,
Work on
Pep
that.
said he's one of the few players who he signed, and he's not doing the download data. You just go out there, do your thing, He's
you
one of
need
the
that.
few players. He's just like,
Chaos
I'm
players.
not touching him. I'm letting him do his thing.
And you see that, it just throws a spanner in the works. You're thinking, how do we defend? They're going to keep the ball. No, Doc is out here just causing directness, havoc.
Put 2 there and watch Haaland. Put 2 there and watch Bernardo. That's the issue with City.
And this is what it is.
You've got 4 attackers.
You're
behind
thinking,
Haaland.
you're thinking about
anyway
who
now.
to mark. You got 2 already on Haaland. De Bruyne is on this space now. Foden's in the space, brother. Everyone's in space. You can't leave no one free. It's just
Scary team.
But then on the flip side, Everton, they're 1 point away from safety. They could be hit with another 10-point deduction.
I feel like they'll be alright, man.
Yeah, I'm happy Man City beat them because I'm tired of these financial dopers, being in the league. I'm happy that Man City beat someone
Obviously,
like
Man City are
Everton.
known for being clean. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. That's the reason. That's the reason.
There's like 115 charges over your head.
117.
17, is it?
19, 20.
I feel that. I don't care about these
When
charges,
did we turn
man.
into this moral
Yeah,
podcast?
Yeah, I was saying, this guy.
The morality of football. Let's get into this. But yes, Everton. Do you still see them going down?
No.
I don't see them going down. I feel like I look at this squad.
Only if they get hit with another 10 point, do you think they're going down?
Nope.
They still come back up.
Is it?
I reckon they
As long
go.
as real men are alive, Everton will stay up.
There we go.
Is that just your reasoning? Just real
Wait,
men
say
stuff?
that one again. As long as real men are alive.
Jared Brentford had a really good game until Haaland absolutely bitched him. It's just, I'm not sorry.
What word?
Yeah, but it's true.
It's true.
It's true. No, he actually was having a good game. Haaland did actually little bro him. I feel sorry for him. But he was having a great game. I like his passing through the lines. Mr. Amadou Onana, someone who United have been linked with, and I wasn't very warm to the idea of it.
You just don't like the fact there's another Onana that's potentially come to your club, right?
I don't think that's an issue at all. Right? Probably not at all. But I kind of liked his cameo.
Did
I
you?
liked it. I think he was rotating the ball quite nicely. I thought mainly he was a PMP kind of player only. The guy can play football, brother. He was playing it through the thirds, rotating the ball well, drives well with the ball, made good decisions, and as you expect from him, very strong when he doesn't have the ball. Maybe this is someone. Maybe Manchester United fans can have.
What would be your best midfield if you had Onana?
Could be him, Mino, and Bruno currently.
That's a Europa League midfield, I'm not going to lie.
In your opinion. But
I mean, a lot of Man United fans in the comments below. Let me know what you think of that midfield. That midfield stinks, by the way.
Listen, there's other options. I'm just it'd be someone that we linked with that I wasn't
There's
convinced
better
of.
options out there for you, brother.
Give me a name.
You're Manchester United.
Give me a name.
Frankie.
You don't have one.
Frankie the Young.
Frankie and Mino.
They've been
Frankie and
on
Mino.
Frankie's for a minute. You Frankie. I want him at
So we're
Emirates.
about to act like a Frankie and Mino midfield can work.
Well, you don't think it can?
Absolutely not.
Why
no
not?
chance.
Why is absolutely not?
Great on the ball, but in defensive transition, brother, we might be finished.
Look at this.
Just keep the ball in
They
it.
say attack is the best form of defense.
Yeah, that no one says that. Ange says that. Mate,
I say
that's
that.
the way we're gonna play, mate. That's the way we're gonna play. Principles.
So you got you City still winning the league. You still got
I've been happy.
Yeah, I can't. I
City.
feel like me would be consistent.
Bro.
You.
Consistent.
Arsenal.
Still.
Nah, man.
my heart says Arsenal, my head says City.
Let's go to the next.
What do you think, bro? Back your team, bro.
See, bro.
My heart. I said my heart.
I can't lie. This guy might be the most realistic Arsenal
I
fan
said
ever.
my heart
Back your
says
team.
Arsenal.
Nah, I'm just being honest, bro.
My head says City.
Nah, but his mouth says City, bro.
I don't care what his mouth says.
Bro, this is
Chill. Stop.
What do you
evidence.
Stop, because I know you, bro. You know, be honest.
That one didn't need a chill.
Yeah, go on then. The Bolo you man. What do you want? What do you want? Why you saying Arsenal can't win the league? Why are you making them dance for us?
Why did he tense it out for? Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Chill out, man.
I already started gym yesterday. Don't
Chill with
worry.
the gun show. Chill with the gun show. Chill with the gun show, man.
So
But
why
City, bro.
Why
Bro,
City?
it's evidence, bro. Look at the team, bro.
But look at Arsenal's team.
I'm looking at a case study here. Back to back. They're trying to do 4 in a row. Haaland, yeah. Brother, we ain't got that.
I like that.
But we
That's
got
the
fight,
realness.
hunger,
It's the realness, though.
hunger.
They got hunger. Hunger of
No, they
chasing
don't.
4 in a
Nah,
row,
nah,
brother.
they ain't got
Eh?
hunger. They ain't
4 in
got
a row.
hunger.
They're trying to do
Genuinely,
something.
They dropped down a mental cliff.
How?
said
After
that?
they won a
How?
after they
We
won
How?
a
said that.
How
but
do you
brother,
say
they
that for a
had
team?
We want to win the first. No Premier League team has ever won 4 Premier League titles in
In
a
the
row.
gym.
Yeah, they're just gassing
Yet.
out, man. Of course, they're setting new records, man. If they win 4 in a row, by the way, this league's a joke. This league is the Farmers League.
Can't disagree.
Has it not
with
been that?
Bro.
Can't disagree.
Oh,
with
yeah, I
you.
remember you said last time. You guys just waking up to this?
Waking up to this,
Been one.
like
Been one.
we've been there, farmers.
Even when it was just City and Liverpool, that's still it's still
still City,
basically.
you know what I
still
mean?
the same.
City pool. Yeah, man. Let's go on to the next game.
Please.
Liverpool against Burnley.
Burnley.
Liverpool 3-1 win.
Oh no.
A lot of people saying, Liverpool fans especially saying, we don't give enough prop to Liverpool. When they do play well, they do win a game. So how about we give it to them?
They play well.
I think you have to.
Not like that.
I don't know.
Chill out, bro.
Give it a little
That's
smack.
what you saying,
I
Fred.
think the Latino Heat front line we have to give credit
Latino
to.
Heat.
Yeah, bro.
Down.
Luis Diaz, Darwin, and I've been on Darwin's head for a long time, bruv.
I'm still on.
Well,
Whoa,
pause
whoa,
right
hey,
there.
yo.
That is
Been on this head
mental.
for a long time.
That is mental.
Look at Donnie now.
Hey yo.
I took him to court. That's what I meant to say.
Hey
His
yo.
brother sentenced, and I was like, yo, I'm not sure if Liverpool can bank on this long term. And I think this Mo Salah going to AFCON was almost going to be like the sink or swim time for you three, because I think Luis Diaz, even his form
Him,
before that
because-
was a little bit shaky. Obviously, he had his personal family problems. Jota has been injured, but Jota the slaughter, brother. That brother cannot
like
be
that.
denied.
like
He's,
Jota the slaughter.
I like that
yeah,
still.
that brother is a finisher. Like one
Literally.
chance, one goal.
Very good
and
finisher.
I think his overall play is improving as well. Whereas before he would just kind of pop up in random positions. I think that was the face everybody used to pull when they saw Jota. It's like, all he does is
Probably
finish, but he's Jammy Jota. He still is. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
But I
these
think
are
his,
brilliant
I think
names,
his
aren't they? Jammy Jota and
I
Jota
think
the
the way he
same.
holds up the ball now is much better as well. And I think for someone, bro, what is he, 5'10"?
Yeah,
So the way he uses his size and the way he's able to leap
he's
as
got a
well,
great
bro,
leap on him.
he's a player. And Darwin Núñez, I think since the new year has turned, he seems like a new man, bro.
Yeah.
Guy is actually adding goals
Finally
to
unleashed.
the chaos.
Unleashed
I
number
don't
7.
I
Why
don't
do
like
you
doing
not-
all
why
of
do you
this
not just
unleashed.
unleash,
Why can't you
bro?
just
No, I'm not doing
Nunes have
unleashed,
his-
but all I'm saying is the chaos factor he had, he's adding goals to it now. And I think for the first half of the season, that's all Liverpool fans are asking for.
And they've been asking for longer than that.
You've been
been
but
asking
I
for
think.
longer.
But the one thing I will give credit to Liverpool fans, bro, they've backed him to the hills, bro.
100%.
Like,
As they should. He's such a. I can't lie. He's someone you can invest in still. He's got a good character still.
but
Not-
then
not me,
it's
man.
like with Chelsea, Nico Jackson, like a lot of United
No, no,
fans
no,
with
no, no,
Højlund. People are very quick to turn on their own, trust me. So they've stuck by him, and it's almost like now you're getting a little bit of the rewards back, and especially in the time when you need it. Salah's gone AFCON. Salah's out injured. You don't know when. Do we even know when he's
Come
coming
back
back?
soon, I think.
I
You
think
know.
it's soon.
Yeah.
He's meant to come out for the final.
But you
So
need
he's meant
these
to
guys to
understand.
carry the mantle, and I think they've kind of stepped up really well. I think Curtis Jones over the past couple of weeks, McAllister,
Harvey Elliott.
Trent
Harvey Elliott,
Alexander-Arnold. He's now provided more Premier League assists than any other defender in the competition's history.
Yeah, goated.
Generational talent, Mr.
Swipe.
Trent.
That's why he's up there, B.
Number
That's why he's up there.
66.
You know what I'm saying? Greatness only.
Greatness only. 15 of Liverpool's 17 home wins this season have been by at least 2 clear goals. So, fair play to them. Liverpool's home record across all competitions this season, all wins. They've only 2 teams managed to pick up a point. Who are the 2 teams, Abs Busquets?
Spurs and Arsenal.
You already know.
Spurs. Home.
At home, sorry.
Home.
Yeah.
Oh, just Arsenal.
So you didn't pick up a point?
Hey, I got to do it. Yeah, I got to do it.
You thought you got smashed.
No, he's not even in touch with his club. No, we don't even know.
Well,
that.
I'll be honest. When I think Anfield, I think Lewis. That's the truth. That's all I think about. Wallahi, that's what I think about.
But Liverpool, 54 points right now. They're top of the league. Everyone thought they were going to crumble a little bit when Salah went to AFCON, but they're still there. They're still on the top 1 race. Obviously, with Man City, with a game in hand, they can still go above them. But Liverpool, how far can they push this title race? To the last game of the season as they usually have done?
They'll do the same as usual, but you know he's gonna win at the end of the day, bro. City. Again, whether it's by 1 point again, we don't know, but we'll see.
I don't know. I've got City winning it.
Yeah,
but
for
I'm
sure.
not completely ruling Liverpool. I do think that the Klopp factor is definitely going to play a part.
What, the last dance?
The last dance thing, bro. Trust me, I think it can happen. I think, and that would be the foolish thing. I think to rule them out and just think, hey, City are the winning machine. They are the winning machine. Don't get it twisted. But I think Liverpool defensively, they've been solid this season, even without a DM or quote unquote a DM. Endo's kind of stepped in, of course, and done his job. But listen, a lot of their players for me, I think, have stepped up individually, and you've almost seen that kind of almost last dance feeling in the first half of the season. Now it's confirmed. Obviously, it's pressure time. Liverpool have been in these type of situations before. I wouldn't rule them out, in my opinion.
I still look at them. I feel like you still get at them, though.
But this is the feeling. This is
can, but it's
everything he's saying is the reason why I said unsustainable at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
This
I
is the
feel
reason
like-
why,
I feel
because
like you can still
he's
get at them.
he's right.
Robertson's back
But
now.
yeah, he
But
is.
left back positions there. Trent has been playing incredible. I think Kwanzaa has been
Yeah,
solid
very,
this
very
season.
good.
He's not
Very,
even
very
foot
good.
Wrong. Like obviously he looked raw in the first couple.
Yeah,
of
as
bro,
expected.
He looks like he can cement a place in this team. Do you know what I mean? I think McAllister's been brilliant. I don't see many holes in their team. I did think it was the defensive midfield position, but even the way they've kind of papered over that.
McAllister slotted in very well.
McAllister's been, bro. I think what he's doing this season has been going under the radar. Honestly, the amount of positions he's having to plug in, and what he does on the pitch, bro.
He's sensational.
Everything. There's nothing
He's
he doesn't do,
sensational.
bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Wins
he's the
duels,
ultimate box-to-box
Progressive
midfielder, in my
passing.
opinion.
He's sensational.
And
Most
he
of
could be a goal threat at any moment
Absolutely.
as
And
well.
they got him at
Bro.
a snip from Brighton, 35 million.
So
Crazy.
smart. Great business. The thing about Liverpool, I've mentioned the similarity between Arsenal and City. Just forget everything like that when it comes to Liverpool, because these guys are just... It doesn't matter what's going against them. It doesn't matter for how long that's been going against them. It doesn't matter what team is coming up against. They have so many trump cards. And I don't want to disrespect them by saying they're only trump cards, because as a team and a collective, they have such a great strength in togetherness. And you see that from them. And you've seen that for them for years and years and years. This is a second version of their team. Obviously, it's the last dance for Klopp. This team is just so full of aces. Just people who will just get you out of situations that you shouldn't be in. Like, Rin's not wrong. You look at that team based on performance only. You take all results away and you look at performance only. You're like, oh, I don't know how that team would be doing, fluctuating. They've been getting results more or less every single game, because they're just a team that has solutions that you will never expect where it comes from. And some people, like me, thought that was just unsustainable and can't be handled. But the type of players that they have here could probably do this for the whole season.
Yeah.
There's not a reason why this squad, as currently structured and made up, couldn't continue to get these results and make the unsustainability sustainable.
It's like Leah said, they got that world. They have those world level players, like the ones you said,
Exactly.
the Aces, like the Van Dijk and Alisson.
That's
Salah.
That's the core. That's one
Solid,
thing
yeah.
that's been there, done it. And I think the players that they've added since then, the Luis Diaz's, the Canates, the McAllisters, those have been A-tier talents, if that makes sense. So,
Right.
I mean, I think the whole issue was, they haven't got a defensive mid. They surely we don't need that, bro. We don't need that. We can go toe to toe with everybody.
Bro, they rip up any
Only
coach,
team
any
they've
young
lost
coach's
to,
idea of football, bro.
Obviously,
But us.
Arsenal and Spurs, which was obviously the
controversial one.
yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
everyone
see.
said that the Arsenal loss was their first real loss this season.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Should
that's
have
your
coming
only
though.
one,
Yeah,
I think they're on course.
Even Darwin, someone that we criticize, that in his nature, that's an ace. Doesn't score the goals, but it's just
Yeah, he's gonna cause something.
something's happening.
And
Consistently making something happen.
Assist wise, he's up there. I see.
Yeah, he does. He does find an assist.
But yeah, Liverpool once again, grabbing up the.
Oh no, we got to talk about Burnley now.
Yeah, I want to talk about your boy.
I know you do.
So the thing about Trafford.
Obviously,
He's the top under 21 England goalkeeper.
Oh, you did the goalkeeper
someday he
thing?
will come to Old Trafford.
Okay.
Talk to me, brother, because that brother is a victim.
Come to me. I know about keepers too.
You a victim.
You see when it comes to like just in corners, he just gets bodied in that box, man. Just stay on your goal line, man.
No. Listen, I don't have an issue with him coming for those, but you're just not ready to battle at that level. You've got to physically improve. He's someone. Even in that game, he has some brilliant saves. But you guys are all right in the criticism of him. He's got to become a man now. Well enough being a boy with great potential and prospect now. Main thing I need from JT now. It's my boy now, JT.
Maybe one JT.
No. These guys are chill out. But the main thing, but he's got to physically develop. He's got to dominate not just the 6-yard box, because he's a progressive keeper in terms of the sweeping side of it and the playing the ball on the feet. But don't forget the core of goalkeeping.
I'm not gonna lie.
You have to the basics. Goalkeepers, goalkeeping. Defenders, all these kind of
I
stuff.
think though you could say that about a lot of the Burnley team. I think that's been
Yeah,
Company's biggest
very true.
mistake this season is he has far too many almost like young talents who are making their first season or just kind of breaking through in their professional careers, and he's just thrown them in the deep end. Said, all right, we're gonna play this attractive football that was working for us in the Championship,
But here,
bro. Premier League, you're gonna get bopped like this, and you go through the list. They got Fofana that was starting for them. He missed a couple of big chances
he
as
had
well.
chances,
But
man.
he's like
Fair play to Kelleher.
Chelsea's fifth choice striker, young player that they just signed from Switzerland, wherever it was. Azmouni,
Yeah.
like
Amdouni.
Odebert. Like there's so
Odebert,
many
yeah.
youngsters in that team. Trezor on the wing as well.
Yeah.
Jacob Ramsey's brother. Is it Aaron Ramsey? But there's just so many youngsters in that team where you're like, bro, you're all kind of just breaking through in your careers now, and it's almost like you're doomed to fail, and it's almost confounded when you've got that kind of young keeper who you signed from City's academy. So for me, I think this team is just showing their way out of their depth, and I am honestly baffled by how Company has lasted this long.
I feel like
I'm baffled.
They should stick by him, bro.
Like stick by
this
on
point,
what?
at this point.
So you can
you
go
might
down,
as well,
down
because
and do the
you're
champagne
ready.
shit and come back and get bopped again.
But I'm saying,
I
do
can
you see
really
them as a
see them.
yo-yo club?
Yeah, literally, I was gonna say that. I feel like I see them as a Euro club right now.
Hello? The last time Burnley were here, they were regulars. They had a
they go to
staple in the
European
Premier
football?
League. Voila! Real men were in charge.
That was a real man.
And then we thought real men took over.
Their face come back, man.
And instead they want to wear caps on the touchline and with their little blazers and V-neck T-shirts. Bro, Company,
That's not you.
that's not you, brother. You was a centre-back. Clapping, man. Back to basics, as you were saying. Clapping, man. What, you don't play football?
Hey, man, you can tap, man, however
You know
want,
what? You
man.
lot f***ed up the English language completely.
Clapping, man.
We say that's not running.
That's a why. That's a why.
DMs don't clap. Centre-backs don't clap.
No, we're not clapping. We're not clapping, man, bro. What, with no hands? We ain't clapping, man. We ain't clapping, man, bro.
I just looked at Rin and Rin was like,
Oh, man. As soon as it left, let me know.
Hey, this correspondence. He said clapping, man, he's been on Nunes' head.
yeah, right. That is a hopeful from you, man.
Yes, mate. That's awful.
I need to go to a more mature podcast.
100%.
Yeah, go to FCM, man.
See you later.
That's what you leave my baby out of this shit.
Let Jack call us the old man's podcast. Nah, I'll beat you in the head with this.
JJ's definitely high.
Wait, all three of you were 3-point collectors. Yeah, fair play, man. Shout out.
Shout out 3-point. Yeah,
3-point
clip.
clip.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Sorry, I was doing the calculate Chelsea. Yeah, we still ain't touched them. That's why I didn't want to.
No, thanks.
No, but you don't want to spoil the result for the.
Good man.
Oh,
man.
I'll tell you that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Burnley, like you said, potentially being a yo-yo club. I can see them getting relegated, come straight back up. But I don't know how long they want to do that for. They want that parachute payment. They're going to sell off some of their young assets.
How do Burnley fans feel?
I think they just have to reality a little bit, and then they will
A
just
bit
realise-
reality, but this is not the culture of their
If you're a
club.
Burnley fan, you're frustrated.
Of course you are. That's what I'm thinking.
Identity change. You've
For what
seen.
football would you rather see your team play?
Listen,
But this is the thing.
maybe some of them did want to see progressive football or whatever, and you saw it. You saw the fruits of it. You got promoted to the championship. But I said week 1 when we was here,
that, yeah.
I was like, bro, I hope company has a plan B, because if plan A doesn't work, you're gonna need something more resilient, something harder to break down. You're seeing even Luton throughout the season, they've been progressing and learning. Now I'm looking at Adebayo and Kiefer Morris. I'm like, yo, you got some dogs up there. You might be able to nick a couple of goals in enough games. But with Burnley, I look at them like, bro, you man are gazelles, bro. Like, you man are just straight
Ready
food.
for the slaughter,
Bro,
still.
straight lambs ready for the slaughter, bro. I'm not even joking.
Fair enough.
He's right though. No, but he's right though.
Bro, I'm being dead serious. Like, I don't see anything about Burnley and think that's a threat. That might get you out of jail. And every team that's kind of comes up, I think you have to have that one goal scorer. 10 to 12 goals gets you out. If you don't have that, you need to have a system that is defensively solid in order to just keep you in those ties. And
And it links back to your lack of experience point earlier. How can you do one like the other one if you don't have that 10 to 12 scorer? How can you really do the system with players who are
so
just
I think,
getting
so I
their
think
chance?
Burnley fans will be frustrated. They don't want to be a yo-yo club. I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
even Norwich fans, I don't think they want to be a yo-yo club. Like, no club wants to be that. You want, when you come up, do it properly. And I think they haven't done it right this time.
Just to finish off with the Liverpool game, we have analysis by Alex Tech, Young Tech. He said, Jota filling the boots of Salah. Quiet, not having the best of game, yet pops up with a goal, inevitable and reliable. Not necessarily great on the eye or constant threat like Nunes, but the numbers speak for themselves. Opposite end of that spectrum is maybe Luis Diaz, who's an absolute joy to watch, but just doesn't get the numbers to suggest how much of a threat he can be. But lately, his intensity up the top has also been forcing the ball in the net. He said Kelleher gets too much unfair criticism. Not a lot he can do about the goal. Maybe
Good
position.
header. Yeah, very good header.
Maybe he could position himself slightly better, but you have to blame the defending or just credit the quality of the header. 2 1v1 Alisson-esque situations that he came out on top of and deny certain goals. To finish off of that one, Liverpool, are they on track for a quad?
They're on track.
Well, yeah.
They complete it.
Do you see what's
Liverpool.
the percentage for you?
What, for Liverpool completing the quad?
Yeah, quad.
They've got Carabao Cup.
They got it in the bag.
Yeah, I think so. Chelsea. Is it Chelsea?
Europa League.
Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah.
Europa League. They must win.
Yeah. They must.
No, they must win. Because whenever a big brother, Liverpool's in the Europa. Liverpool must win.
FA Cup.
I'm giving them 2. I
Wait,
got the FA Cup.
Are they in the FA Cup?
Oh, you said quad.
Oh yeah, quad. Yeah.
30, man.
Are they in the FA Cup?
Wait, did they get knocked out?
You
There's only
played them in the
trouble.
FA Cup.
Yeah, we got knocked out.
You got knocked out. Yeah, they beat you.
Yeah.
they beat
Didn't they play it recently though, right? The FA Cup.
The FA Cup.
Nobody's done the FA Cup.
They're good. Me, it's 30%,
They're
man.
still in it.
Okay.
30%.
I think they're getting 2 of them.
Fairs.
Yeah.
And you're hoping
Europa
the
and
FA
Carabao.
Cup. Oh, okay, yeah.
FA's me, bro. Inshallah. Inshallah.
Let's move
Are
on.
you still in
to-
it?
Are you in any cups?
Are you still in it? Or the FA Cup? You still in it?
I don't know.
Alright.
You're going to win it.
I'm just asking, bro. What are you
You're gonna
saying?
win it.
Go ahead and see what's the next one.
Next game is Palace
Little men in black.
versus.
I knew he was gonna get me. Can't let off a shot like that. Don't be
You knew
fun.
it's coming. You knew it's coming for Fuad. Let's go to Selhurst Park.
Wanker.
Selhurst Park. Chelsea 3-1 win against Crystal Palace. Mr. Galadog with 2 goals. Enzo with a goal. Are they back? No, they're not. Could they be? I don't know. You answer the questions. I host.
That's a great intro.
Are they back? I don't know, bro. I saw the first half. The intensity.
The 10th now.
Low. Like low. They look lackluster.
Good word.
No shots, I think, on target in the first half.
Yeah, literally.
They were pontificating on the ball.
I
The defenders especially.
don't know this idea of Poch. Like, I still feel like, well, near the end of the season, you still don't know your best 11. You got Nkuku on the bench. You got Palmer. I don't know what you're doing with him. You want to play him false 9, or then you want to move him to the right.
No,
There's two.
I feel like he's actually got his
Best 11?
probably his best 11 at this point anyway. Well, he's starting to figure out. I feel like the
Okay,
issue
who's
is
his best centre back partnership?
Thiago Silva and Badiashile.
Rationalize.
But this Shields just got injured.
you asked me who was if everybody was
I'm
fit.
saying
that'd be
that.
two.
Poch, I feel like
so.
he's got a lot of issues.
But even if Badiashil's not there, Disasi just slots in.
Yeah,
Like
I
Cole,
think Disasi,
Cole has been the left back.
This actually the one I saw
not
Mateta just do a step over and jinky past.
Mateta chinging you out wide is horrible.
That guy, that Maltese ahead.
Jean-Philippe,
Listen,
who's 7 feet tall.
I think the
Goodness me.
midfield has been the same. Caicedo,
Enzo Gallagher.
and Gallagher. I think the front three, Sterling's been pretty consistent in there.
He didn't
Palmer
start.
as
He
well.
didn't
He
start.
didn't
He
start.
didn't start per se.
No,
got-
but
he
I'm
got
saying
Jackson on the left.
generally,
Yeah,
generally,
yeah,
yeah.
he's had the same kind of 11. I think with Chelsea, it's been almost all possession and just unable to kind of finish their chances. The past couple of weeks, I feel like they've been better. And I think over the season, there have been kind of moments where you think, they're improving, they're improving. I think the problem is everybody expects this gradual jump of they're going to go from just bubbling to back to being superstars. And I don't think that's going to happen. You're going to have to almost incrementally improve. And this is almost like a hard reset for Chelsea fans because new ownership, new board, new manager, new players. Like it's a whole different club than what you're kind of used to. So listen, Gallagher for me, I think just keeps staking that claim of why he's almost one of the most important players
Been very
at this
important.
club.
You can see his work rate.
Bro, this season, I think start of the season they wanted him sold. January they were still linking him with moves to Spurs. Time and time again, he just comes out of nowhere and just today were the kind of goals he scored at Palace.
But it's,
Yeah.
but it's so weird.
Just invading that space and just popping up right place, right time. And I think this season he's gone through a lot of dog work. This is the kind of game he loves scoring against Palace as well. So
He loves
kind of
it.
game where
Celebrate as well.
I'm happy for him. Yeah.
Celebrate as well.
That ain't his club, bruv.
No.
Hey, man.
Treat him well.
2 seasons ago, right?
That's a holiday.
Treat him well.
These guys.
They treat him well, but
Yeah.
it's weird. That's like his second goal of the season. Like today, 2 goals, second goal of the season. Like,
He's not a goal scorer.
but it's weird. They're playing him 10.
No, they don't. It's almost
It's
like
interesting.
Play him
eight.
10. I see them forcing my boy Palmer out wide. Play him as a 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put who on the right? Noni.
Yeah.
Noni didn't.
Do you know what it is,
wasn't
though?
Noni
But
But then
starting
Nani's
today?
not been consistent.
Yeah, Noni's not been consistent.
But then this is what you got. You got rotation. You put Raheem there. You got
It's
Jackson
weird
on
though,
left now. But
because
it's
when you
slip.
play Gallagher in the 10, like he almost starts to press when Chelsea are pressing, and I'm like, if you play him deeper, that press is maybe lackluster. That press maybe isn't as good. And I think in terms of like when you have tempo setters in the team, I think that's what he is. He's one of those guys. He sets the tone, sets the tempo. So maybe that's why he plays him further forward. I think for that kind of first phase of starting to press, if you like. But I do agree. I think Palmer in the 10 would work better and more naturally.
Creativity as well.
They had Palmer in the 9, didn't it?
Yeah,
False
playing
nine. Yeah,
9,
they
but
moved
then
him
he's
out
moving
right.
to out wide. It was weird.
It was that good transitional because Nico Jackson, which is
That guy, I forgot about that guy.
But the thing with Chelsea, I feel like a broken record speaking about it. Yes, you could argue Poch has been poor, which you'd be right in saying, yes, the players have been poor. You can't build a squad like this and expect consistency.
Yeah.
It's almost similar to what you were just saying about Burnley now. You want them to play a style of football that when you're playing at Chelsea, the demand is winning games of football.
facts.
But that's the old Chelsea.
No, but this, even now.
That's the old
The
Chelsea.
landscape has
He's
changed.
gone
You're
out.
holding
Go
them
on.
to the standards of old Chelsea.
Yeah, go
And
on.
I think this is what people need to almost differentiate. This
Okay.
isn't the same Chelsea of Abramovich win now.
Yeah.
That was under Abramovich era. Bowley's era, we don't know what it is now. So far, Bowley's era has been 18 months of being in hell.
Yeah.
Playing ugly football, signing any Tom, Dick, and Harry that's under 24. That's your standard now.
And
And the problem is you need to set a new standard.
Yeah.
That's what I think is. And the problem is I feel like you almost don't want to make it an unachievable standard. Of course, the Chelsea standard is good. Say, oh, yeah, listen, we used to win Premier League. They haven't competed for a Premier League since 2017, bro.
No,
Let's
but
not act like that's a normal standard
no,
for
I
Chelsea.
hear you.
It's
But
not.
winning, what is that? Was this their first win in 2024 or their second?
I can check.
But it's
mean, I
certain
said-
things. So I agree with what you're saying that they need to find a new standard, but there's certain things that are unforgivable at Chelsea Football
league,
Club.
sorry.
In the league.
No, they beat Fulham.
They beat Fulham as well. So you can't. There's certain things. I think they got more losses than wins in all of 2023. There's some things that, yes, you're right. Maybe a new standard needs to be introduced. You can't do certain things at Chelsea Football Club. United have been all for 10 years. There's certain things you cannot do at Manchester United without your job being at threat. And the new standard that they've tried to bring in are these two directors, Win Stanley and it was Vivell, and they've got rid of him and they got Brighton's guy, Lawrence Stewart. They've built a squad that I just don't get.
Doesn't make no sense.
The only two experienced players, are Sterling and Thiago Silva. The rest and them two, you'd argue he rotates out. If Badiashile was fit, maybe he would go with Badiashile and Disasi. He tried that in the game that they played against. I think the game against Villa. they've lost players. Of course, there's going to be struggles, and the Premier League isn't always straightforward. But I look at the squad planning, and I just see negligence from the top. And I just, yes, we can talk about the tactical issues of Pochettino. He can only do so much with the squad that's given to him. He was asked a question about whether he feels like the balance of his team of experience and inexperience today. He said, no, not right now. I don't think we got it quite right. Then you have to ask the question, can you ever get it right with the squad that this squad is currently constructed? We all know that to build any level of Premier League team, you mentioned it with Burnley previously, you have to have that blend almost correct. Yes. You're not going to get it all right. And Crystal Palace, who they ended up beating today, they probably have it on the wrong other side of the spectrum, where you'd want them to be given a bit more players and trust when they don't do that. And obviously they had Elise Saint-Eze who were doing so, who couldn't play in this game. But that balance that these two teams have, with Chelsea with their squad planning being a bit too inexperienced and Roy Hodgson sticking by these players who seem a bit more archaic, are the two things where if they need, both those two teams need to meet in the middle somewhere with their squad planning in the future.
Literally.
With one of the players from for Chelsea, no Chelsea players provided more Premier League assists this season than Malo Gusto.
No, he's been well for them this season. I can't lie.
I was a
I
big
like
fan
him.
even
Where does
before he
Reece
came.
James come back?
I forget that guy,
Bro,
man.
I said when they signed him, I said for the first time, I think in a long time, Chelsea fans will have Reece James injured and not be worried about it at all. This kid is, bro, he's supreme. Technically, what he's able to do. I don't know if you saw him, I don't know if it was this game or midweek.
Might have been the Villa game in the Cup.
It was the Villa game in the Cup, actually, yeah, where he just drove the pitch from his own box up the pitch like 40, 50 yards, full speed, doing spins, rolls. I'm like, bro, technically this kid is
He's very secure.
modern day fullback.
That's
That is
him.
it there.
Very secure. I like him a
It
lot.
helps that we go to the same barbers, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out Malo, man. He watches the pod.
You know
Shout
that you should
out
be
Malo.
part of that team.
Big Malo.
You
Shout out
know,
Malo.
yeah, I see that, man.
They need you.
They need him on that team, man. You match the profile. Tie your hair back, you know what I mean? You know, I know you a little bit.
I've been got my head on for a couple months.
Yeah, look,
I can't make the squad right now.
Thiago Silva and Fuad
Go sit in
Kandani
reserves.
That's my partnership.
It's a good partnership. Good partnership. Yin and
Thiago
yang.
Silva.
Yeah, yin and yang. Yin and yang.
By the age of 100, though.
It's a retirement home.
You said it. I was so close. I was so close.
Lastly, just to finish off this game, unfortunately, we didn't have correspondence for the Palace fan. But I want to know, Roy Hodgson, where do you think the Crystal Palace board sees their future lie with him? Do you think they see
It's time to go.
time?
Shout out.
Who do they need to get in?
You know what? I said this to you, I think, before we started filming.
I like the shout. But I don't see him going there, him personally.
If West Ham sack Moyes,
Makes sense.
Moyes
Maybe,
goes to
you know.
But
Palace.
as Moyes, for him, would he see it like it's a drop down for me?
No,
Have some
I
respect.
think for him it would
So
be a
the
Premier
Does he
League
want to
shot.
step up?
It'd be
He can't get. He doesn't deserve a step up.
exactly.
Same level.
European winner
unless you're
doesn't
gonna go
deserve a step up?
European,
No, but he did what
which
he
I
had to
think
do, man.
He's had his fingers burnt. But I
Yeah,
think
when he
you
was
look at-
Sociedad, innit?
Yeah, you look at the Palace job. I'm like, you stay in the Premier League. You look at a club that's looking for a new manager, a new direction, and I think what he's kind of done at West Ham, they would love for him to do the same at Palace.
Hodgson to Moyes isn't the game. Yeah, I think it makes sense. A lot of it makes sense.
I know. Stylistically, people might say, "Oh, but he's not the most exciting manager." But I think
Yeah, got that.
I don't know if Palace fans are looking for swashbuckling football. They're looking for just progression, and I think he can kind of put those foundations in place to take them from just above the relegation zone to actual mid-table outside of Europe type of club.
Don't know if you saw that Palace fan a couple of months ago on the timeline. That there was a video that he dropped on there, and I don't know how many or by how many likes he got because it came on my timeline. Clearly, there might be some Palace fans who agree, but they brought in Vieira. That didn't really work out. They understood the necessity to bring Hodgson back in, and Hodgson did a really good job towards the end of the season to keep them afloat. I remember they were wondering, like, because even like some of these managers, I just think, who does someone not tell you what to say correctly after a game? But when they were talking about the criticisms and how fans must be feeling, he's like, the fans need to be having a more sympathetic eye rather than an overcritical one. I hear that, but how many years of this have they experienced? This kind of limbo, mid-table to just above relegation zone.
It's a tough one.
Fans, like they to be fair, every time I see United play away, they're good fans. They get up for it. They you know I'm saying they look at this football club quite well. But after a while, I'm not asking for them to start trying to do the company thing because that might not work. Moyes is a good idea, actually, now that you mention it. It could be someone that maybe they just see a bit more progression and maybe they just something to hold on to. Because sometimes fans of clubs like Palace, they just give me something that I want to look forward to seeing every week. I don't have to see this swashbuckling, like you were saying earlier, about triangles and JDP. It's not necessary. I want to enjoy my team playing football.
Yeah.
and Hodgson hasn't provided that, unfortunately.
And
I
he
think
knows he's a dead man walking. So I think he knows. yo.
Okay, someone, he went first. Fred, wallah, he went first. Wallah, he went first, and I started dying. You know me, I would have kept a straight face. This man went, and he's gone.
Yo,
wallah,
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Think your words, brother.
Dead man walking.
They could have used anything else.
Hopefully, long life, man. Hopefully, long life,
he lives
man.
long. But I mean, in the job, I think he knows he's gonna be sacked.
He's got to be
either
sacked
at the
at
end
some
of the
point.
season or at some point.
soon,
But
man.
I think
Currently, 5 points are above the relegation zone, Crystal Palace.
But it's tough though, man. I look at their squad like,
I don't think they'll go down.
if the two main guys are not playing, then
Who you got? Jeffrey Schlupp.
come. Mateta up top, Eduardo on the bench.
Why are you pointing at him?
Hey,
Hey.
like, come on.
Remember that Palace fan that was trying to say to me about Mateta and AU after they scored in that one game?
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah. Remember who had a script?
What's he saying now?
He hasn't submitted, unfortunately. It's a late kickoff, that's why.
Of course, he's gonna go goals.
Why be for the correspondence, bro?
No. He's in there even when they get popped and stuff. He's there.
But I know right now.
I
he's
try to
got-
warn them.
I know
And then
right now.
they could dunk on me.
Yeah, but I know right now he's in the Marvin's
patient.
room, upset.
Yeah.
He knows what's team.
That's a good song to listen to as well.
Yeah, they're getting pammed every week. That's why he's upset. But come on, man. I look at the squad. I don't see any bright sparks happening at the moment. Unless the two star boys come back again.
Yeah, it's facts. Yeah,
If they're not playing, then boy.
Tottenham soon come, lads. Don't worry.
Another
I'll
team
take
in
one of them,
the relegation fight, Nottingham Forest. They lost 3-2 at home to Newcastle. Newcastle got to get back after Chris
Bruno
Wood
G.
dunked on him. Yeah, got a hat trick. And now this game, Bruno G was exceptional this game, but
One of my
the
favorites.
referee wasn't that great. Anthony Taylor, not surprised there. He just he missed so much. Incidents that happened. Apparently, there was a Yates stamp on Shaw. No, there's so much.
I was hoping we'd go one Premier League roundup without
We
talking about
almost
refs. We
was
almost did, guys. Hey, we got towards the end without talking about refs.
But listen,
Anthony Taylor,
Forest.
cheers, mate.
Forest are in trouble, man. They're sinking right now. They are only 2 points above the relegation zone.
But they got.
They got Nuno Espirito Santo.
I swear that's Fred's old gaffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like him, no?
What do you think?
Good
man?
gaffer.
He was unfortunate. He beat Man City in the first game of the season.
That was
He won manager. He won manager of
That was
August.
one of the worst 3 months period. At
Your life, yeah.
brother.
So-
I love it.
Man.
I will love it.
You man do not understand the hell we lived, man.
You man, you don't
Spurs
understand. They're going
fans,
through it right now. We had to go through it with Arteta when we first
Trust me,
signed
they
him.
got it good with Ten Hag. You don't want,
Wow.
You don't want to.
He's
You
not
don't
wrong
want to
still.
see
He's not
Nuno
wrong.
ball, brother.
What about when he beat Man City in the first game of the season?
Nah, it was all a dream. I remember. And then the very
It was
next
all
month,
a
we
dream.
went round London and got pumped by West Ham, Palace, Arsenal. I remember.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah,
took
yeah.
a
Wow, someone just going back to back.
Bro, man were running trains on us. Bro, it was crazy.
But
let me get done.
he hasn't really been in a relegation fight. Obviously, with managing Wolves, he's come to this one and he's definitely in a relegation fight right now. What do you guys think of Forest? Do you
They want him
think
to do the Wolves thing. You got to give him like 15 Portuguese players. You want the Wolves thing to be
Give me
replicated,
Neves,
brother.
give me Moutinho.
Bring all them brothers and bring
Give me
them
all
back.
these players,
I
yeah.
got to make some calls out to Saudi. Ruben, I need you, brother. You might have to start doing that, bro.
But whenever I look at Nottingham Forest, just a band of misfits. Just all here, one squad. Tavares.
How did you make it here?
We got Tavares lips and dogs. Like, what's going on? What's going
Why the
on?
hell?
That's why Star Player has 2 of his shirts, man.
You know what he's doing as well, man.
What?
Well, we got Cho trying to do.
Hey, Callum Hudson, he's been in good form.
He's done. He's
Shout out Callum Hudson.
Elanga.
Yeah, okay.
Elanga
Shout him out. Shout him out as well, please.
Shout
He
out.
could Dan Burn for that goal, by the way.
But you know they said, you know the weight tapping thing they did, the video they did?
I saw that.
Brother, they showed me a
That's a
clip.
speed.
They showed me a clip and they said, this is how it matters in the game.
can't lie.
He kicked it.
This is how you know man are unathletic, you know. This is how you know man
Toe
are in
tapping.
the gym. Bro, that's real work.
I didn't say it's not real work.
explosive power.
What footballing technique does he give him?
That is footwork.
Explosive
That is speed,
power.
Explosiveness.
That's what he gives him.
agility.
I agree with that. 100%.
Fast twitch in your ankles.
Great
You
athlete.
recognise it.
Great athlete.
Unathletic use, man.
But another shout.
Hey, chill on me, man. Chill on me.
Morgan,
He's gonna get crazy.
Gibbs, White.
MGW, talk about it, man.
What a player, man. Like, that's their talisman at the moment.
Yeah, he is.
Been there, talisman. On
Been.
this.
Like, the assist, crazy pass.
He's the one that's going to drag them into safety then.
Not just him. Owani's back as well. Hold up, big man.
Taiwo.
Big man, bedroom bully. That's what they need. That's what
Big man, what you know about that? Big man, what you know about that? Please explain that nickname to me. Please explain that name to me.
This was entirely.
Who's Benjamin and who's he bullying?
Why do you know that he's a bedroom bully?
Hey, if you know, you know.
Arsenal defenders.
Hey, real.
And they don't want to hear it, do they?
Ilya said he took Gabriel Saliba, whatever they wanted to go in.
But it's calm because we won both games. How about that? How about that? Yeah.
All right, man.
What was the score of your game, Forest and Tottenham?
Bruno G, though.
Yeah.
What a game from the guy. Honestly,
Bruno
one of my
G.
favourite players in the Premier League at the moment. Honestly.
Is he? He's
I
quality.
love the way he plays.
Yeah.
Just
Such a
wins the ball
hybrid
back
player.
so many times.
He wins that ball back so much, Bruno.
He's a dog, isn't it?
But what is his celebration? That's what I need to know. He does that 8 different celebrations.
What,
he
Yeah.
does that one.
Yeah.
He does
Hey,
the
this one. Yeah. He loves it. He loves
He
it.
loves it.
I feel like when
He's
you're
a freshie,
a
though.
defensive midfielder, you don't know when your next goal is going to come. Each one that comes, I'm going to celebrate it like it's my last. And do you know what I like about him? He always just looks like he's enjoying life. Like he's just one of them guys just got a big smile all the time,
true.
and he just does his nasty tackle, and you're like,
Slap was it?
Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? Where did that come from? Elbow someone was that against Arsenal.
Jorginho,
I
yeah.
know. And then you just see someone just elbow him.
I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, 4 away wins in a row for Newcastle. Kieran Trippier is the first defender to provide 10 plus assists in Europe's top 5 leagues in 2023-2024. Can Newcastle see their future with Eddie Howe? What do you guys think?
Yeah, man, they're getting the players back, man.
Yeah, but do you feel? But in terms of the Saudi project, where do you see it?
Haseeb, this manager market is so bad, bro.
Conte,
Because
you got
you use him
Conte in the manager market. Conte at Newcastle, he could do something.
You don't get Conte for
I
a
think
project
the
like
talk
that.
was like Jose a couple of weeks ago when
But now,
they
do
were going
you
through
want
their
that?
shaky period. I think stick with Eddie Howe, man. He's earned it. He's got the credit in the bank. He got your Champions League qualification this year. You knew this year wasn't going to be the same, but he's still able to get results. And I mean, they're 7th. They're not the worst off. Do you know what I mean?
But they're behind Man United.
But they got
I
injuries
look
though,
at
man.
and I look
Come
at their,
on!
and I look at their recruitment though, but I don't think it's been like crazy as what you'd expect when you heard about the Saudi takeover or whatever. And
And
obviously
Ashworth being in charge as a director.
FFP has kind
Slowed
of
things
limited
down.
them a little bit, but
Yeah.
I think he's done what he can, bro.
How do you know the names of all this backroom staff, man?
Dan Ashworth,
I was
because we're
going
in
to
for
say,
it.
he actually knows too many
Yeah.
executives.
No,
It's
we're-
quite weird.
we're-
John Marta,
He's got a
Richard
list of these
Arnold.
guys.
Who's the
Bro,
Chelsea one?
he was naming the Chelsea
Paul
ones.
Winstanley.
What the f?
Oh, shit.
Who's the Spurs ones?
You got Paratici, of course. Partici's
And?
good. There's also that other guy, I don't know his name.
Arsenal?
Johan Lang.
Ginger guy. Is that it? What's his name? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I've seen him.
Arsenal? You know Arsenal?
Obviously, Edu and Vina. V what?
Is it?
He said VJ. That's crazy.
Yeah, we
Damn.
Vina.
Vina.
Yeah, Vina.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
VJ is mental. But,
This guy just go off the bat. Yeah.
But yeah, Newcastle, do you think they can get a late push for the European spot? I don't think Champions League might be a bit out of their reach, but
Europa's good.
5 points off Europa.
Let's
Yeah.
just come. That's realistic for them. I think
They'd-
Champions League
they'd
was
be
a
very
jump of
much
Oh,
schedule.
sorry, 10 points off. Well,
Champions League was a jump ahead of
Qualify for
schedule. For them.
Europa, win it next year.
Yeah.
Why not?
That should be the target.
Why not?
Qualify for Europa and win it next year.
Absolutely.
Villa should be going for Europa this year as well. Or Conference League, is it? Sorry.
It's Liverpool that have to win Europa.
Yes, Liverpool Europa, Aston Villa Conference League this
There
year.
you go.
Like British teams should be dominating that Conference League without
100%.
if there's an English team in that Conference League, you're the favourites. You should win that. If West Ham won it,
Brighton should be in the final with.
facts. Brighton are another one this season. Europa League, take it very seriously.
Yeah, with Liverpool.
I think more Conference League than Europa League. I think Europa League's a bit more competitive for those kind of English teams.
But I expect these British
Yeah,
teams to be
bro.
doing well in
of
it,
course,
man.
All that money,
All
all
the
that
time,
squad
man.
depth and
All the time, man.
Don't be talking to me about Fiorentina dumping you out now.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not hearing that, bro.
I'm not
Do you know why he's saying that? Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah, I know.
He's protecting the
Yo,
Olympiacos.
yo,
I already
yo,
know.
yo,
I already
yo.
That's why they're doing
I
that,
already
bro.
Yo,
know.
don't be doing that.
Yeah, but
Champions
what
League,
about you guys?
No, Villa. I won Europa League. 17 when I was there. I won it. And then I went to the Champions League and I stayed in Champions League for a couple of years.
Didn't you play the Europa League final again against Villarreal?
Villarreal. And who'd lost to Villarreal in the round before? Oh, Arsenal again.
But you lost in the final. Go, Gabs!
No,
Go on! Who was the
Don't try and
manager?
do that.
Who was the manager?
Don't try and do that. Don't try and do that,
nasty.
bro. I'm
After
ready,
the
bro.
year they
I'm
had.
ready.
Nasty work, you know.
I got that shit loaded, man. I got that shit loaded, brother.
You're the most purest guy. You didn't have any shit loaded. You're too wholesome
You're
for
right.
that.
The purist. I love it.
You're right.
Let's move on to next. Let's move on
Never
to
had that loaded in my life.
Let's
bro.
go to the next game. Craven Cottage, Fulham, 3-1 win against Bournemouth. Fulham with a double by Muniz.
Was it Lewis Cook for that first mistake? I think, but he made a slip when Bobby De Cordova read. Oh, what you know about Bobby De Cordova-Reid?
Bobby who?
Bobby De Cordova-Reid. Top player, by the way. He went
top player.
As Bumble Club.
In the building.
Bobby De Cordova-Reid. Great finish. Lewis Cook made the slip there, and De Cordova-Reid.
He is Jamaican, so just clarifying.
Of course he is. Why do you think I said that? Why do you think I said that, mate? Of course he's Jamaican. Bobby De Cordova-Reid. Anyways,
He said it again 3 times.
he made the mistake for that first goal there. Very unfortunate slip for him. I think it was Lewis Cook there. And it felt like the tide was turning towards Fulham's favour. As you mentioned, Muniz did get the brace as well. Fulham are a weird one. They're so weird for me. Because when I played them, Craven Cottage especially, United, my team. I refer to my team as
He was there at the game. That's
I was
why.
going to say you.
Playing centre mid, you know, between Casemiro and Kobe.
Not next to Casemiro.
No, fuck.
But the point, listen, when our team playing, that's me playing. I saw them and I'm just like, damn, these men are meaty. And then I saw them play against Liverpool, albeit Alisson wasn't in goal, and they got a couple goals. I'm like, I don't know what to think about this Fulham team, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
They one of those
Do you
inconsistent.
know what I like? When they play teams around them, just crash it on them, slap it.
For real. They had a 5-0 against someone earlier this season.
They had back-to-back
Slap them, bro.
5-0s, and ever since those back-to-back 5-0s 2 months ago, this is their second win in the league.
This is what I'm saying. What an interesting team.
Yeah. But they are, 10 points clear of the relegation places.
Yeah. No, I don't
I think they were a bit worried about getting dragged into a relegation fight, but I don't think they don't have to worry. There's too many teams below them where it's we have to worry about this relegation fight. Like I said, Muniz with 2 goals. We actually have analysis from Thomas, who's a Fulham
Talk
fan.
to us, Tommy.
He's a great response to the disappointing collapse against Burnley, obviously when they drew 2-2. Showed our quality against a team that many would have suggested are slightly ahead of us. The irony of us signing Broha and then having our other fit striker, Muniz, start scoring is typical. Willian continues to be the best player in terms of technical ability I've ever seen at the club.
Wow.
Even exceeding Berbatov at this point in time.
Okay.
Ooh.
Tommy.
Hey,
Dimitar.
it's Thomas. All right?
Dimitar.
Show some respect.
How old is he?
Wallahi, these kids.
He's just running around
Wallahi,
when-
listen, talk to
I
them,
don't know how old he's.
You enjoyed this
remember
time.
Lewis Saha?
You enjoyed this time.
Do you remember Lewis Saha? Does he remember Lewis Morte?
You're talking about.
Coca.
Chill. That was West Ham.
No, but he was at Fulham as well.
No, he wasn't.
He was at Fulham.
Was he?
I promise you he was at
Check
Fulham.
that. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
If I'm right,
I don't know about that
You
one.
know, right? You say real men.
Real men that say
I don't know
split
about
that.
that
I get to dunk on your head. Man.
Nigel Rio Coco. I don't remember Rio. I remember Rio Coco for West Brom and West Ham.
Actually, see, you might be on something.
Nah, I didn't get that one. He just looks like he just remind me of.
Never questioned the old man.
Nah, I never question you. Not for a second, man.
I
Showed
remember
his
it like it
age.
was yesterday.
Real man.
Leno had a good couple saves that I saw in the game that was poignant to me.
Another one.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's to be fair. I think he's an old-fashioned keeper in here, but he's good for Fulham.
Nah, he's an ex-Arsenal player. That's why.
Oh, is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing this again.
Get over your exes, please. We've told you about that earlier.
Nah, he's the one that got away.
Nah, he is. What, is that all that Thomas thought? He said, how dare he say he's got more technical ability than Berbatov? Is he all right?
I mean,
I
listen,
hear him. Willian is good.
William's good.
Willian is up there.
It's
It's good, but
Berbatov,
not-
but he said
man.
at this point in time. So he.
What point?
And who knows?
This
Well,
point.
Berbatov can't come back and play.
Bro, he might.
I'll kick
He
the ball
might be
back to
12.
Frank.
Maybe he never saw the Berbatov years.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know. He could be like a 40-year-old man. Like
But I tell him this is
Like you, it's crazy.
this is his research, right? Go on Instagram.
what's going on with this guy, man?
I try to punch him under the table.
That's
And you
the
punch the table.
Look at that.
Instead. Yeah, good one, man. Good
Karma,
man.
mate.
self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Self-inflicted damage. Go on, what are you saying?
you're right. Tell him go on Instagram.
Yeah,
Dimitar Berbatov.
yeah.
Watch him kick across the wall.
That's technical ability. Bro, thank you very much.
See that again, brother.
That was
Footballing man.
Watch that game where he scored 5 goals. Was it Blackburn?
Yeah,
Quality, mate.
sensational.
What's his highlight?
What was your front four? Tevez, Berbatov, Ronaldo.
Oh, the good old days, Allah. I used to go to school just very happy.
I used to be stressed on this.
Old days is. Wait, what's school? Wait,
The old days.
what was it primary school? Was it primary school for you?
Oh,
No,
He wasn't even born for that.
Oh, that's what it was.
This
Yeah.
dude was born in 2010.
Still a scratch in his dad's ball sack. That's what he was.
If
LH.
I was born 2010, then you were 14 years old. Why you let the 40-year-old on the podcast then?
What?
Why is there a 40-year-old on the same podcast as you? You're 40.
Diversity,
Wait,
equality.
40 or 14?
You said if I was born in 2010, I'm 14 years old.
Yeah.
And you're 40.
Damn,
Why are you on the same
Who
table?
said
as
I'm
me, bro?
40?
Oh
You
shit.
said I'm
I
40.
see.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Say something. Say something.
You just said it earlier.
Cause I'm watching Roy.
Qatar outside the UK jurisdiction. Man, forget. They gonna see me regardless.
This is what I mean. He needs to stop beefing his own age mates, bro. Come on, we're younger than you, bro.
Yeah, well, younger than you.
Don't do that. With your little Congolese passport, I won't expose your real age. Yeah. You better stay quiet. Put your hat down. Yeah. I'll expose that hairline as well.
Wait. I feel like.
No, that's your leave alone. Leave alone.
No, I like Mercer, man.
Wait, loving.
I dare you. Hey, comment section been crying to see Abs' head.
But don't be laughing too hard. Alright, cool.
We veered off track. This is what happens at the end of PR run-ups, unfortunately.
No, you damn right.
You got ADHD.
They're the one percenters are back, man.
Yeah,
Shout out the one percenters, man.
Go and give them a message.
Go sleep.
What should
Oh.
they write in the comments below?
What should they write in the comments below? James Trafford, write it down in there. I'm going to be watching for every single one of you. So if you don't say James Trafford, I know you weren't part of the 1%.
Let's get that part, man.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna see cut that part out.
Yeah,
But Wolves
crazy.
versus Brentford. Wolves lost 2-0 at home. I am devastated because I transferred in Acuna for this game week and he came off within 20 minutes.
So why did you transfer in Cunha?
Because I saw him score a hat-trick last game.
For whose team?
For your team.
Yes, you damn right, brother.
You had him as well?
Come on, man. You had him as well?
he's
My
been there.
God.
Bro, he went out in 20 minutes, man. We all got 1 point from him.
Nah,
Nah, I know,
still.
but you missed out on the big lick
So
there. We hit
if I
last
miss
week.
out on him, they're gonna miss out on him too.
Facts. But listen, Brentford have finally won a game. Feels like ages since they've last won a game, haven't they?
Is it?
Ivan Tony's. Yeah, it's been a bit weird, yeah.
They have in their inconsistent team. I think they actually won their last game, sorry.
What's Ivan Tony on? 3 Premier League goals?
He's close to Gabriel Jesus.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
What?
I know that's what he's going to say. I know these. I can tell when these guys are coming, bro.
Bar is on the floor for that geezer. Come on.
How about you? Look at the audio levels. I didn't hear that.
I said the bar is on the floor for that geezer.
No, it is.
yeah.
It is. That's real. That's real still.
Yeah, fair enough. But you would love to have him at your club. But we have analysis from both fans of the club.
Please, talk to
Wolves
us,
and
guys.
Brentford. Who do you guys want to hear from first? The winning team or the losing team?
I like the loser.
Yeah, same.
I want to hear the pain.
You're a Spurs fan.
But if I don't hear about Neto, yeah, we've got a question. Let's go.
Okay, they got analysis from probably not a Sen. He's a Wolves fan. He said, going into this game, the team was brimming with confidence after that win at Chelsea last week. However, the game had a bad start with Cunha, who was in great form, came off with an injury. Hopefully, it isn't too serious as he will be needed for the Spurs game. After this,
Come on, look at you.
I just looked at him and he just looked at me that stone face. After this, it became apparent that we had no attacking options, and despite the large amount of possession we struggled to translate into chances which could lead to goals. And eventually, Brentford scored their first goal, which was off the back of poor defending of the corner, giving Norgard the opportunity to get the opening goal. Shout out Norgard.
Pick him up.
Bun Norgard.
Very,
Bun Norgard now. Bun Norgard forever.
very forgettable game and terrible performance. Hopefully, in our next game, we can bounce back and produce a better performance versus Spurs away. Analysis from Keenan Lowe. He's a Brentford fan. He said Brentford were on the front foot from the start of the match, and Norgard, well, to finally take one of the chances and score before half time. The second half was dominated by Wolves until the Bees press forced a mistake, and Yanat was able to find Tony, who clinically put away the vital second goal. Both of them showed their individual quality here, and Yanat deserves some praise for not only this match, but what he's done this season. He's the only player to play in every match for the injury-ridden Bees this season, and has played all over the pitch, showing his versatility. This is evident in the second goal where he intercepts the ball, starts to play, ends up playing a wonderful pass to find Tony's run.
Yeah, he's got good final ball still.
Yeah, he does. But Brentford, they are in 14th. They're also maybe flirting with the idea.
Flirting?
They're flirting.
Nah, man, let the players come back, man. You got Wissa, my Congolese brother.
Shout out.
Bench warmer, bro.
No, why didn't you start with the main name, Mbuemo?
Bro.
How did you go with Wissa first?
Of course, he's going to mention himself.
That's my bro.
He's not going to mention his teammate.
Oh, you're Wissa now as well. Who did you say earlier? Welbeck, and then now Wissa. Who did you say earlier? You look at?
He said
Welbeck.
He lives at Welbeck, innit?
Let's stop these comparisons.
Mental. It's two people that is there.
I prefer Anthony Joshua, but yeah.
We prefer telling the truth. So,
After that Andy Garcia fight or something. You talking, man?
Joshua.
Yeah,
There was a favour.
yeah, Brentford, like I said, they'll flirt now.
And Mbuemo, who else got to come back? Sorry,
Wissa.
Mbuemo, Wissa, yeah.
Himself, yeah.
I think Hickey's injured as well, no?
Yeah.
Aaron
I think
Hickey.
he-
Yeah.
Oh.
I can see who's injured, actually.
But obviously they're missing some players, and when those players come back, we expect Thomas Frank's team to start looking like they're in better shape and start picking up some results. Because Brentford usually is a tough fixture. You look at when Brentford come to town, it's like
They had that London derby kind of record where
they
they
did. It wasn't nice going to the G-Tech Stadium, but
They come to Argyle and got bopped.
I don't know about Bob.
I don't know about. That's actually quite an even game still. I haven't turned in a couple of chances still.
You're just still worried about the Mopay thing, innit? They had Sade obviously out of that injury. Rico Henry was when he went down.
This is another huge player for them in the beginning of the season. Rico Henry was so big for them.
No, they had injuries. But obviously Wolves, a loss at home, man. It's unfortunate. Gary O'Neill, FaZe was probably fist pumping somewhere like, yes, he's lost.
He hates going on.
Yeah. But listen, let's get into the final game of the game week. We have Championship Heritage.
Greasy.
He said him and his fat fist. Greasy.
You know them fists that got no knuckles.
Oh, nah, just pure meat. Kebab thing.
Just look at that plate.
Salad sauce, everything.
I said bare soul.
Man trying to wave fists at you. Man just waving salami at you.
Brother, what do you want?
No, FaZe and Fuad is actually my new favourite feud.
I like that one still.
It's sensational.
It used to be FaZe with Lias.
Yeah.
Now it's FaZe with Fuad.
Yeah, but it's just FaZe with FCM right now. Like. Kazman just come and just smack you up all the time as well. Like.
True. When are you going to get FaZe on FCM, man?
Yeah, need it.
Never.
Yeah.
You can sit on them couches. Bro, we need 3 of them just for that fat you, bro.
This guy's not holding back. This guy's not holding back.
There's going to be FaZe.
God damn. He's dead, man. He's dead.
Let's go into the Sheffield
Sorry,
United game.
game. Phase, man. I got you, man.
Sheffield United won 3-1 at Kenilworth Road. They went from 20th to 20th.
Mental.
Sheffield
Good
United
performance.
fans.
Progression.
But one thing is that Sheffield United are very happy about. They've beaten Derby's lowest point record. So work here is done. They can go on to the Championship, and they know they're not the worst team in the Premier League they've ever seen.
I'm upset Luton lost at home, man.
Why, man?
Because they got that home record.
Were you upset when we beat them?
But normally it's against big teams. Huh?
Yeah. Were you upset when we beat them away?
No. That's different, man.
It's different. It's your club, isn't it?
Obviously, my boy Ross is running it back.
Who?
Ross Barkley.
Oh, serious, man.
He's running back the years.
I said earlier in the season you could
You
do
did.
signing of the season.
No, I'll be honest, he did.
I thought you were going to say the England thing again.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
man,
never
just
said
take him onto the
anything.
plane.
Who said that? Someone said that it was
Sharky's gonna
stupid.
repeat this one.
Oh my god.
I keep hearing
Plane.
murmurs of
No,
he should be on. Allow it.
What plane should he be on?
The one going to Ibiza with his boys. yeah. You've had an incredible
straight
season.
to the rock,
You're
son.
probably going to get relegated. You don't need England shame on top of you to play 0 minutes on a bench. Ross Barkley's had his time. He's now having an Indian summer, as they call it, late in the career. Go and enjoy it in the summer.
That's what they
brother. We
call
got
it,
Morgan Gibbs White, we got Eze, we got all of these young.
I don't need you.
Young Kobe.
Let's talk about it.
I want to take Kobe.
Those are the
Leave-
kind of guys
leave
that
Kobe
Kobe
at home,
on the
man.
plane instead.
No, I
You
want to
understand.
take.
Don't
I want to take
Leave
Kobe.
Kobe at home.
I wanna
Just for
take
him to be in and
just to
around
be
the
there.
training,
Yeah.
bro.
How
It'd be
does
so
he got to
good
do
for
this?
him, bro.
Young
I
World
want to
Cup,
see
bring
him.
him. Leave these guys at home, bro.
Let them see the environment.
Leave them
Oh,
at
shut
home,
up,
bro.
Did you know that Mason Holgate moved to Sheffield United? I didn't even know that.
Is it?
Everton's Mason Holgate.
I swear.
I didn't know that. I was just
Well,
watching
that
the
went
highlights.
under the
Did that?
radar.
I went under the radar.
Romano never tweeted about that.
Yeah.
He's not going to tweet about that.
Yeah, why would he?
Why
Why would he?
man.
But Sheffield United, they are still rock bottom. They are 7 points adrift of safety. Luton, they're still a point above Everton, and they've got a game in hand. That's very important for them.
Yeah.
But
But going Kenilworth Road and
It's
getting a result.
difficult.
Come on, man.
they know how to play there. Championship last
Yeah,
season.
they would have had experience there. It wouldn't have been the same as these guys not knowing.
Probably someone's going to show me like Sheffield United probably lost kind of
Yeah,
one for
it's
it
not
last
like
season.
Kenilworth, not gonna say
That's
that.
probably what happened. Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, that is the end of the Premier League roundup. Before we end the episode, we are going to finish off with the FPL, which unfortunately Fuad has lost his password to his
Mental.
Due to,
So
In other
he will
words,
not be
he's bowled it again.
I see what? Due to medical reasons, yeah?
medical
Bottled
reasons.
it again.
Yes.
You man are a grown man playing a childish game, bro.
Oh, it's a childish
Think
game
about
now,
that,
is
yeah.
it?
Every week, you man are out here picking other grown men. Why don't you, as grown men, leave your house and pick up some groceries for your family? Why don't you, as grown men, leave the house and pick up some wages to pay your family's bills? Instead, you're picking other grown men.
So wait a minute.
FPL.
Is this what you've been doing this whole time since we've been
Pathetic.
playing FPL?
I look after my family.
Is it?
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
I look after my family.
Four of your children.
When you going to do that?
4 different mothers.
Make it sound like you've got a huge family on your hands, bro. All 4 of your kids.
Hey, as Somalis, you know we got big families, right? You know we got big families.
Well, the highest placed person on the table is Abs. He's in 3rd right now. I'm currently in 9th, and Ristless Carti Rinadi Lokilo is just below me.
Yo,
It's
what
But
you
it's gonna
saying?
come up.
Full name like
It's gonna
that.
come up on. I feel like it on his last. Fuad, would you like to read out the top 10 in the SDS League? The people that don't
Oh yes.
get the groceries for their family.
Come
Apparently.
on. Come on.
The ones that need to touch grass.
See these man.
Yo, they need to touch
They're all
grass.
young bucks. I understand why
Yeah,
they
they
do
can
this.
do
You
that.
man are grown man. You man should be starting families, but
Wait,
Sterling Jewel,
wait,
number one.
wait.
Sterling Jewel, number one.
Anybody should
Joe
be
Jenner,
starting
big up
family.
yourself.
It should be you.
Hey, my
Combined
wife, I love
effort.
you, baby. We're starting family soon.
Cut off the jazz, boy.
Blue, number 2. His name is Doom9. Shoaib Kayani with Alison's Wonderland, number 3. Nawaf with Mesut Ozil.
Why do you say Nawaf's surname? Nawaf Al Fadel.
Crazy.
Yeah, great name.
Bell FC, ring a bell. You know I like
You got
when
us
they create
there.
with the name and the
That's
team
good.
name.
You got us there. You got us there.
Dini, rubbish team name as well. Jamil Abdallah, big up yourself, number 6. Frere Shaka from Fionn Turney, number 7. Number 8, who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs
that a
out?
lot. Jimmy Zaveri, 11 on his back, number 9. Safwan Ahmed, and then Sobosh Lai
You
with
said
Sam
that
Reese.
one
Yeah, at number
go,
10.
man.
That is
Shout out
the
to man,
FPL.
Big up you, man, innit? I need some tips. I ain't gonna lie. Message me.
100%.
Yeah, some of you guys just DM Rose love.
1,561 points. My goodness.
Big up the triple
I
captains
wonder,
this
I wonder
week.
what they're going to pick. The episode or the prize.
Give me the prize, man.
You telling me run that money?
Listen,
But then what happens if they don't get to pick the table? Would you still take the $5?
well,
If I was one of them, I'm taking the episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
What happens if they give you a
gonna-
table like Faisal and like?
You're not gonna enjoy it, but at least you're gonna say I was on
Nah,
the SDS.
I've got a table for them.
just hope I don't
Nice.
get put on the table.
No, yeah, stop
nice.
there. Stop
nice.
there.
Just mess.
there.
Great table.
Stop there. Just stop there from then.
It's mess. Great table. Straight bull.
That's straight anime.
500 pound on dinner with Merce.
Give me my money.
You go to me. You go to dinner with Merce. Man, you should have taken the £500, man.
Merce will tell you. Merce will tell you to take the money.
Merce will be like, I don't know why you took the dinner, man.
Yeah, that's a lie.
But listen, that's the end of the Premier League
What,
roundup.
innit?
This is the last one we're gonna have in the studio for now. The next episode will potentially be in Qatar.
Big up.
So we'll see how the set looks like over there.
Rose.
And you
don't know
said she's Sharky hosting. What did you just do?
That's your age, man. Damn.
The audio can't see what you're doing right now.
What's the cues?
But they're a shape.
You call this a cue? A cue?
You tried to do a
bro.
Q and you went like this. Mental,
goodness.
mental.
The thumb was the
Yeah.
freaky
Retirement home is calling your name, brother.
Yeah.
That's the end of this PR roundup. See you guys next time.